Try Morris, nigga. Got my dog XO with me on the hoe. And you niggas is mad. Still counting, by the way. Getting money off actions that are illegal. Life be a constant action flick, no need a Tarantino. Fitting all dope traces off is the El Camino. Boil a half a finch, apparition incognito. Skill save 400, I overload the digits. Grams in circumference, how the fuck I'm in my feelings. Egyptian cotton, fine pressed silks, exquisite linens. Gold wrapping my diamond, champagne and pretty women. I play the cut like some stitches to an excision. Daily whipping the vintage, that's history in existence. Niggas in bad position, too much fiction, no prediction. I'ma focus on paper, they sitting dreaming and wishing. Told my plug send me more and let me get a continuous. My credit in the green, I never tarnish my dependence. The talk been getting cheaper, but the work remain expensive. Client fighting the sickness, I'm steady staying in business on a hub. And my badges, soothe the nasal passage. Frankie Lyman stashes, no clogging the apparatus. Turkey bag of Bob Marley sitting in the cabinet. Play me stupid in his Huey Newton actions. Rick Ross, money, Billy D, the hoes love me. Rat Pack, Sammy Davis, Junior Polo Rugby. Skill meets Quran, this be Malcolm X and Bumpy. Stack the money, keep a hater far from me on the hub.
3-course meals, fettuccine and veal. It's that D-boy feel, trap house, top of the hill. Use a decoy still, we blood, we in the wheel. Asada Shakur, secure still, we in the field. Funnel J as fat as a Cuban. We need soldiers for the movement, so I'm back to recruiting. Who gon' last in this music? Only passion can prove it. Purpose with no purpose, nigga. We just happen to do it up. You stack a few chips, nigga. We was broke as a bitch, smoke on roaches and clips. Owning some shit, the bone in your bitch. Them niggas jive like this, you niggas jive like hit. Only rapping runs since Zaza, you ain't high like this. This that Malcolm with the pump in his palm. Slash Versace shades from Milan, cause Biggie is gone. Slash free Matula Shakur. Slash Corona Mag Dior. Slash when a pack touched down from the west, it was gone.
Landmine badges, soothe the nasal passage. Frankie Lyman stashes, no clogging the apparatus. Turkey bag of Bob Marley sitting in the cabinet. Play me stupid in his Huey Newton actions. Rick Ross, money, Billy D, the hoes love me. Rat Pack, Sammy Davis, Junior Polo Rugby. Skill meets Quran, this be Malcolm X and Bumpy. Stack the money, keep a hater far from me on the hub.
NEMPATHYShow.com was good. Go by the name of SONICBOONETV. Got BRYANBEKNOWIN in the building. Pass the ball in the building.
What up?
Yo, what's good with y'all?
We doing all right.
Man.
How y'all feeling today?
God,
Huh? You shiny, right?
looking beautiful today. They looking hydrated. Hydrated today. Love it.
And how y'all fellas feeling today?
Oh man, today was a good day.
Oh man, tell us about
it. The weather was solid.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Well, it picked up. It started a little rough. It was definitely great this morning. I thought we were in for another one.
Man, I can't even trust the weather. Like I be scared.
How was your day?
Man, I was out running around all day. You know, as long as you're able to do that, I guess it's a good day.
Oh, that's not how you sound.
And I'm trying to look at the brighter side of things. Yeah. How about you, Brian? Be knowing?
I went grocery shopping today. You know, came home, forgot to put the groceries away, so
had all the ice cream melted.
Ice cream straight to the trash.
That just meant you didn't need it.
You know what? Yeah. And I looked at it and I said, I don't need it, but I want it. And God was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You knew right the first time. Now look at you, down $5.
Yeah, it is, man. Yo, I got a couple icebreakers couple icebreakers, right? And I'll just start off with have you guys play little league sports, right?
Mhm.
Y'all play football?
Yeah.
Flag. We ain't had no tackle in my neighborhood. And mom
Yeah,
had
tag.
five, so.
Yeah,
Tackle
I
little
mean,
league, 8
Nah.
years
Yeah.
old, right?
right.
Have y'all ever gotten cupcakes at halftime?
No.
Nah, that's new age parenting.
Boy, let me tell you, man. I was at a sporting event, right? Sporting event, and they was getting their ass kicked. I'm talking about they lost 21-0, right? Halftime, I guess the team moms thought it would be a good idea to give the kids some sugar, I guess, to pump them up, right? Gave them some cupcakes at halftime. You know, the guys
Yeah,
objected,
that
but
well.
you know, that talking about black women, she ain't going nowhere. So
Hey,
what
did
y'all
it help?
think? Y'all think that's like I wasn't raised like that. Furthermore, we getting our ass kicked. Like a cupcake is a celebratory item.
It's just,
What we celebrating?
let's see, like dirty orange
Oh,
slices or something. Like you,
Yeah,
That's
Like-
that's that everybody gets a trophy thing right there.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want them to feel good about themselves. So everybody's gonna get a trophy, even though you know you didn't earn or deserve it. You get a trophy. Yeah, nah, cupcakes at halftime, nah.
man, man, you get some sugar packets. Swallow them shits.
and get back on the ball. Yeah.
Keep the helmet on all halftime.
Right. Get you a little. Hey, we doing wind sprints and and suicides at halftime.
So that's the team I want my son on. You know what I'm saying?
Did they come back though? Did the cupcakes help?
They lost. Oh wait, what you mean?
Oh, I thought you said they were down 21-0 at the half, or they
No,
lost
they
the game.
lost 21-0.
Oh, what was the score at the half?
I think it's about 14-0.
Oh, they were still in it, man. The cupcakes
No. See, sometimes they say numbers don't lie, but sometimes they don't tell the whole story.
True.
Right?
You know, you're right. You're right.
14-0. There's
Was mercy.
14-0 and there's 14-0. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing happening on that side of the ball offensively. You know, that's just something I wanted to pick y'all brain about because
Nah,
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping.
nah, you
mean,
right. You ask any dad that's a parent, I mean that's a sports person, and you talking cupcakes at halftime, that's an argument. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't need no cupcakes at halftime. Like,
that's why I'm like they playing like cupcakes right now.
So when was they supposed to eat the cupcakes?
When they win.
So, but what if the cupcakes got bought today, and we not winning today? Somebody got to eat these cupcakes, big dog. Like I'm not about to eat.
you know, at the end of the game, during the speech, or you telling your child like, you know, we bought these for the win, but since y'all didn't, we don't want to waste them. And I'm just playing. You don't say that to the kids.
Nah, you know how you got to line up at the end of the game and everybody shake hands. You hand over a cupcake to the winning team. God damn it.
I feel like that's cruel and unusual punishment. You gonna make
God, oh hey man.
That will be burned in their psyche for the rest of their life. They will never forget that they had to hand them cupcakes to the other team. You made them do that.
Nah,
well,
you know,
you set a precedent that next week, even if we're losing, one of y'all kids is gonna ask,
with a cupcake.
Are we getting cupcakes?
Yep. Snacks. All that.
I mean, now, if we're gonna lose, if either way we losing, get something to eat. Gonna lose and be hungry.
Nah, but I will say that you know, watching kids play organized sports is you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself too. But some kids, a lot of kids just is like happy to be out there. You know, they just win or loss, they skipping and jumping after the joint. You know,
they just want to play. Like, it
yeah,
don't matter. Yeah.
There's other kids. There's like 2 or 3 kids on the team that's face red, just streaking, pissed. They, you know, not crying sad, but crying mad. Like, yo, I don't like what we just did out there. You know, and you can't really teach that to a child. They got it or they don't. Like,
right. My son used to be that son that was just happy to be on the team. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't feel no kind of way after we took an L. He'd be the one that's like, let's go get some ice cream. Nah, dude, we just we not eating no ice cream.
Nah, he was like,
so,
nah, the game ain't got nothing to do with ice cream to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. We could have lost all the games. I still want ice cream.
But I need you to feel some kind of way because we took this L.
Yeah.
You know, like losing shouldn't be comfortable and fun.
Right.
You know. So
I had this kid on the team when I was in Little League, and his brother ended up playing for Wake Forest. And I guess he lived in his shadow. He never thought he could live up to his brother. And but he was extremely talented. Like, he's a running back. He did things that you couldn't teach. Right? But when we were in the championship game, midway through the game, my ankle, I'm hurt. I can't play. You know, that he just would crumble under pressure. So we win the game, we win the championship, we go to McDonald's. Guess who's dancing? You know what I mean? That you know, it doesn't instill character, it reveals character.
Yeah, for sure.
Why black people feel like just because you sick or hurt, like you can't be happy? Like, that's like you laugh one time.
He wasn't sick or hurt.
Right.
Hey, says who?
Pride was hurt. Your pride get hurt. Yeah.
Man.
He's afraid of the big moment.
You laugh around your mom after you tell her you're sick one time. That's it. You get out. Get out. You going to school.
Oh man. So moving on. Did y'all hear what Pastor Jamal? Wait, hold up. The pastor sent me a clip, you know, of Pastor Jamal Bryant. Yeah, he had some words about the brother Kevin Samuels. No, you know, I'm gonna play it so that we know what we're talking about here.
To men who have no authority. How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. You got to be in a place where you operate in the authority of God. Look at another sister around and tell them, it's not that I hate men. Come on, look at another sister, say, I do not hate men. I just despise weak men. I despise cowardice men. I just ain't got time for men who are insecure about my gift. I'm not going to dummy down because of what God got me. I don't have to lower my standard. That man got listening to me.
All right. So floor is open.
Two things can be true. Kevin Samuels can be so broke that he needs to GoFundMe for his funeral, but also you cannot be the type of person that somebody else likes and he's telling you about it. That's two different things. No matter what, you could be in a wheelchair and still judge and still say, hey, that wasn't a good basketball play. Just because I ain't got no legs don't mean that
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand what should have happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And also, Jamal, you're not the pastor to be.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Jamal. Like,
listen, man.
You should have sat this one out, big dog. Like, what?
pass the ball.
Right. So in context of this video, my homegirl, who is doing some big things out there, posted it on her page. So the whole thing was this, and I got it up right here. So she said, come on, somebody. He said, men, you gotta own something, but he owns nothing. He said, women, who are nurses won't get high value men, but he died in the arms of one. He said, have your money up, but he has a GoFundMe for his funeral. Then he says, I hope all of these sons help this funeral. And then she goes on to some other things, just talking about ownership and possession. And then she posted that clip of what Jamal was saying. Now, after we had talked about it, I started going back and really listening to some of the things that he was saying, and some of the things that he was just saying about people. And I think that, like, he was real big on appearance, right? And so he devalued people based off of their appearance. Even though I see what, I get what he's saying, like, you expecting something up here, but you're right here. You shouldn't expect this. But at the same time, he was in this particular case, I think he got some valid points in that statement. Like, how can you say that, one, if you're 35 and you're old, it's over for you if you're 35. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know, I see you, Sonic, you down there like, nah, I got something to say. Like, that's but to be honest, I think he has some valid points, and I shared that with you because, this is what some of the other females are saying, and my friend that posted that, she doing big things. So I kind of value what she says because of the impact that she's making on society. But on the flip side, I was watching a clip that he paid the tuition of all these kids. Is that true?
No, that was on Atlanta.
Yeah,
he was on an episode of Atlanta.
So that was okay. So that wasn't a real clip of him actually doing that.
I wouldn't put it past him to do something like that, though. I could see him getting some boys and investing in them, but
that was on the horizon.
He also ain't had no money, so it's a far horizon.
Okay.
So he was claiming. So that's what I don't get. Like, he was saying, he was talking about high value men, but he really wasn't one.
But to his credit, he said multiple times that he was like, "Look, I ain't ish. I'm just telling you this what they want, or this what they like."
The beginning. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
Help me out.
Let's start from the beginning, right?
Bring me up.
Now, one thing I valued about Kevin Samuels was that he cited his sources, right? Now, the people who are saying that he had a GoFundMe for his funeral, show us, right? It's been proven that the GoFundMes that popped up were scams, right? One woman whose name was on it, she said it wasn't her, right? They were using her likeness to get this GoFundMe off. It was typos all through the message. Right, and she referred to Kevin Samuels as her brother, and they're not related. Right now, as far as him being broke, right? Did y'all, if you ever sat in a 1 to 2 hour episode of a Kevin Samuels live stream, did you see the super chats that was in there? Right, like super chat, you gotta pay. Like, he had members who's doing consultations, and you had to pay just to put a comment on his live stream. Man was not broke, yo. He was not broke.
I see your point, but just because you get money don't mean you ain't broke.
That's true as well. But who's saying he's broke?
Hey,
And where's the proof of this? Like
people don't like him.
People are just running with information without looking first. Right. Secondly, what about Jamal Bryant?
Yeah, I get it, Jamal. Like,
come on, man. Anything
sat this one out.
Anything that comes out of that man's mouth has to be taken with a pound of salt. Right. First of all, he ran from Baltimore. He almost got ran out of Baltimore.
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? He left. He went to Atlanta. I used to work for a cable company that has a monopoly in this city of Baltimore right now. Right. I was in one of Jamal Bryant's houses, right, off of Boston Street. He wasn't home, but it was lit. It was nice. It was nice. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of them. Right. This is before his ex-wife ended up on the Housewives of Potomac or whatever. Right. This dude ran his wife's reputation through the mud. You know, just the sanctity of their marriage through the mud.
Right.
You know, continuously.
Right.
Now I'm looking at the audience of people who are listening to his sermon. These are all Derek Jackson fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a pulpit of pandering. He popping them. Okay. Literally. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. Now, all right. So this to remind me of, I used to be with this young lady, and I follow her to church. I follow her to church, right? And we in there, and they had some vignette playing. And on the vignette, it was like this woman and her children were at a clothing store, and she's in there, she's shopping, she's just grabbing stuff, and then she at the counter, and dude ringing it up, and she whole time she thinking to herself, it's like a overdub. It's like, God gonna make a way. God gonna make a way. The fuck is that? Like, what is that? Like you don't know how much money you had before you came to the store. Like, what that got to do with God? And I say that to say everybody in there was eating this up. And it's like, and that's one of the reasons why I ain't with Shorty no more. Because we couldn't have real conversations about stuff like that. I'm like, you don't see what I'm seeing?
Because he tells you to be a good steward over your money. That's very important. Being a steward over whatever
and you're not with her because you found your soulmate. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There was a lot in between. There was a lot of mating with souls. In between time. You know what I'm saying? I had to cleanse myself.
He was just like that.
But I get it. Like, I ain't a real big Jamal Bryant fan. I was in circles that were in circles with him, and the reason how he ended up in Atlanta, I was in a circle that was in that circle, and I didn't really care for him too much. Even with the Breonna Taylor stuff, he came all the way up here to Louisville, and
you said right, Louisville. Yeah,
he wasn't really ground. Like, we were front lines on all that stuff every day for about 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? And then he came up with it was an opportunist kind of thing, like showing up, and I didn't really rock with that. I mean, that was just one of the many things that he did that I just didn't agree with. But I also understand, like, I get what he's saying to the crowd that he's saying it to, but at the same time,
I get it.
I can't look at the plank in my brother's eye without looking at the plank in my eye first.
Right.
And I think what he was trying to do, and I'm not trying to justify what he was saying or how he said it. I think that a lot of women took a lot of the stuff that Kevin Samuel said, regardless if it pertained to them or not. They took it and internalized it. And so I think in that particular clip, he's trying to say, don't let somebody who's not valuable tell you how valuable you are, you know. And but then I hear what you're saying is, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell them that you're valuable because you're not valuable. Your word don't mean anything in certain circles, in certain areas of the country. So I get it.
But he's citing false information for his reasoning. Right? He's deeming him unvaluable because of a GoFundMe that was not created by his family. Financial, are you going to show us some financial information to corroborate your claims that this man is broke? Like, you know, I don't get it. You know, also now Kevin Samuels, right? When he valued people, right? He did that number scale thing. How did he always start that process? Y'all don't know because y'all wasn't watching it.
I have no idea.
You muted, B.
He would tell them rate yourself, right?
First. Rate yourself 1 through 10, and you can't use 7. Right? So he's working off of how people value themselves. He didn't tell them what they were. He adjusted their thinking of themselves based upon the marketplace. Right? Like how you a 9 and you don't look nothing like Beyonce's, and if we're saying Beyonce's a 9, how are you up there? Just off appearance, because that's what we see first. We ain't talking about your self-worth, right? We just talking about what we see first. Not to mention how you carry yourself, especially health-wise, is indicative of how you feel about yourself, or your habits, or your mind state, or the type of person you are. You're gluttonous, you're a sloth, you're lazy. Like, it shows by what's hanging over your belt.
I mean, the one video I heard, he was talking to the dude. I think and he was saying, dude was like, I'm 5'8" and 260 or 280 or something like that. And he's like, yo, I make $400 a week. And and he's like, you make $400 a week. He's like, man, I was making it in my 20s. You know what I mean? Like, and he was like, you 5'8" and you 280 pounds. Do you have a you know? Then he went to, do you have a big D? And he was like, what do you mean? It was like, you got to be big. Or
that is so funny to me because he froze up. Like Kevin's going to open his pants and check. Man, lie. What are you scared? What you scared for? He's not there with you. He's
now, you know, in front of that, they have showed a couple of more videos of like him talking to this white woman and him talking to the black women, and he was a big proponent on defending black women.
Yeah,
he was real big on that. But the thing is, you know, I think the thing was,
Bennett,
what up, Mike? I think the thing was that, you know, the guy took it more lightheartedly, what he was saying, as opposed to the women taking it more personal to what he was saying.
Can I interject, please?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just how men can take that.
No. You want to know what it is? God saves ugly people too. That's what it is. God saves ugly people too. So the fact of the matter of these people sitting up here talking about, oh, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, no. There was one girl on there that said I'm a 10 because I got a good heart and I'm a Christian. God saves ugly people too. Understand that. Everybody in heaven ain't gonna be beautiful. You understand that?
That's a lie. We all beautiful. We made it.
Oh no, we're not. No, we are not. There's some people out there. Listen, I don't want to use the word ugly. But there are some people out there who are physically attractively challenged. Understand that. There are people out there who are physically attractively challenged. The bottom line is this. We got hit with a dosage of truth that people really and truly did not want to accept. every man out there, the one thing I can tell you is this, and I'll speak to you on this, Brian, because you was like, well, he should have just lied and this, that, and the other. Men have always been hit with the truth. We've always been hit with the truth, and we can accept it. The one thing about us is we all know, all of us know, we don't have big D's. All of us know that. We know that. We know all of us ain't out here packing. And we're okay with that because we realize that we can make up in other areas. A lot of women really and truly believe they're all beautiful. And the funny thing is, you're not. I'm sorry. We got to start being for real.
Define beauty is in the eye.
Here we go.
Of the
There it goes. There it goes. Mr. Apologetic.
Like,
Mr. Apologetic.
like, look, just hear, like, beauty is just, you know what I'm saying, versus size. Size is a scale. Numbers is numbers. Like that.
Beauty
this
is skin
size,
deep,
this
right?
size.
Beauty is skin deep, right?
No.
Nah, people got ugly organs. You got the fat and the visceral fat around your liver. That's not good.
You say whatever it is you want to, bro. Not all of these women out here are beautiful. Okay, so we're going to sit up here and say we've never encountered any physically attractively challenged women?
I don't like them. That don't mean...
No,
somebody
no,
else
no.
don't
That's
like
not
them.
what I said. Don't switch the goalposts. Are we going to sit up here and say that all four of us have never encountered physically attractively challenged women?
She may not be attractive to me, but she
Oh
might
my
be attractive
God.
to somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like-
my God.
But
Women
no,
will
listen,
all
listen,
day
Doug,
long.
listen.
if
Listen,
beauty is in the
Doug.
eye of the beholder, I'm holding this, B.
But look, I
And
say
I'm the
that
one that said,
because
I'm the one I
What?
deem her valuable. I'm the one that says that. If I'm out looking for someone, I'm the one who says this is a 7 in my eyes. This is an 8 in my eyes. Right? I don't care what everybody else is doing.
right. Also, I said that about some people, and they in relationships, and I'm not. So what do my number scale mean, really?
How you know
You
they
want
ain't
to know
catch
the
your
reason why
uppercut?
they're in relationships?
Hmm?
The reason why they're in relationships is because they found physically attractively challenged people too. So that's the reason why they're
But they
in
look
relationships.
good to them.
No.
Absolutely.
No, it's not. Y'all need to stop it, man.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to stop it.
For
Y'all
real.
need to stop it, man.
Man,
Listen,
look, everybody
I
don't like
understand.
teriyaki. Everybody don't like
Are we
teriyaki
really and
sauce.
truly?
That don't
Are
mean
we really and
teriyaki's
truly in it?
nasty.
Are we really and truly in an era now where we really can't be honest?
Niggas are scared.
Nigga, I ain't being honest.
I'm not even trying. I'm not
Hold
even
on.
trying to be funny anymore. I'm not even trying to be
How
funny
you gonna
anymore.
make your truth our truth? Or
Right.
my
I'm not
truth?
Like,
thinking.
You know what I mean?
No. I'm not. There is the truth, the
No.
way, and the life. You
That's
understand?
Right.
your
That-
truth.
And yes,
You know
and
what I'm
the
saying?
truth is everybody look good to somebody.
At the
Oh
end
my
of the
God.
day.
I didn't say. What I am saying is, are we in an era now where there is such a thing as your truth and my truth and not the truth? Are we in an era now where really and truly everybody gets a participation trophy?
Eating cupcakes at halftime.
Yeah, right. Cupcakes at halftime.
Man,
you missed the
somebody-
first part of that.
man, look, these
Have we
cupcakes
already
been
talked
bought.
about Jamal cheaper by the dozen, Bryant?
That's what we talking about right now.
Really? Did y'all see that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hit because I know everybody on this joint is about to sit up here and
You already
cushion.
said it. We waiting on your response.
Right.
Me?
Yes, we've
Okay.
been talking about it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't have a problem with God. I have a problem with the people God saved. That's my issue.
Everybody.
Because yes, because man, listen to me. I'm gonna be, and I got problems with myself too. Don't get it twisted. But when I saw that joint, man, if that joint wasn't the perfect example of pandering to your crowd,
Thank you.
if that joint, like, come on, man, we gotta be for real. That joint aggravated me. No. And you want to know the reason why it aggravated me? No, I'm being dead serious on this.
I know.
As somebody who grew up as a believer, the reason why it aggravates me is because individuals like Maurice, who I personally know his struggle and how he lives his life, it makes people like him less credible to the masses. It makes people like him less credible to the masses because you got Jamal, you can do it, put your back into it, Bryant, want to get up in front of the damn congregation talking trash about a dead man.
Can't even get it out.
Like you're talking trash about a dead man, bro. The only time, and the funny thing about it is, he wanted to sit up here talking about his authority in God and Christ. The only time Jesus ever talked about a dead person was to bring him back to life. That was it.
Well,
I am sick and tired. Say what?
Nah, go ahead. We
No,
not.
that's
About,
what-
we not. I ain't gonna take you down a rabbit hole. But
I
go ahead.
feel the because that's what I was saying about the story about the young lady I went to church with. Experiences like that turn men away from church. Men with discernment, it turns us away. And there's probably still good messages there, but I can't do the pandering.
I can't. Because and what makes it so bad is, and what, like I said, we've got to be honest. There comes a point in time, especially in the black community, because we love lying to ourselves, man. We really and truly do. Black people will wake up every day and be like, I think today is the day racism will end. What you doing outside, darky? Well, let's try again tomorrow. No, racism is never going to end. You have to just deal with it the way that it is. But we as black people will continue to lie to ourselves. And what irks me the most is that every last person that was clapping, I'm just going to say it, was a black woman.
Had PhD.
They were a black woman. And you're clapping about the death of some. Go ahead, Mo.
But he was speaking at a women's conference.
No, that wasn't in the crowd. Wait.
Oh, I thought he was at church.
That was not. That wasn't a Sunday service.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
that's
okay, but all right,
Okay.
but that's
But I get what
irrelevant.
you're saying. It's still catering to where he's at.
And that,
then-
but what I'm saying, Maurice, is whether he was at a woman's conference or not, that's irrelevant. That was somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's nephew, uncle, friend.
Right. Which
Come
was
on.
the point I was making last week. That regardless of where he stood at with his statements, he was still a human being, and he was still all those things. I get all that. You know what I mean? And
Let me ask you this question, Mo. Let me ask you this question, Mo, and then I'll let you
forever.
cook. Let me ask you this question, Mo, and I'll let you cook. Could you imagine the outrage if there were black men all over the nation going on videos saying Meg the Stallion deserved to be shot?
Oh yeah, it would have been crazy.
It would have been outrageous. Could you imagine? I'm going to take it into an even bigger scale. Could you imagine if Will Smith had got on television and said, I slept with a girl who was Willow's age?
I don't think I think in this instance, no, I don't think that would have bothered anybody.
Mo, yes, it would have, bro. Yes, it would have, bro. Don't do that, Maurice.
I don't think that would because it's
a girl
just the
Willow's
industry.
age.
Was she in her 20s?
the adult.
It doesn't matter.
Nobody went here. I ain't
The
gonna do
adult?
that.
Mo, I can't, bro. I can't go there with you, man. You know good and damn well if Will had sat in front of Jada and said, I slept. No, not even I slept. I got in an entanglement with one of Willow's friends, a friend we brought to the house, a friend that was on drugs, had psychological problems, physical problems, who we opened our house up to and was a friend of our child. Will would have got drugged through the dirt. And the fact that Jada could sit in front of him and say that, and nobody batted an eye, it shows you the hypocrisy, the overt contradictions that go on in the black community, dog. There is no way on God's green earth men could have sat up here and cheered for Megan Thee Stallion because she got shot and said her getting shot was karma dealing with a nigga like Tory who got Napoleonic complex because he's short.
Yo, we got Mr. Skywalker in the building. Was good.
That joint angers me, man. I'm sorry. That angered me. That angered me that black women as a whole are out here rejoicing. You've literally got Vivica Fox on television saying his death was karma for talking about black women. Well, let me explain something to you. If his death is karma talking about black women, then all black men should be dead because the first black woman we ever talked about was our mama. Every last one of us got mad at our mama and said we couldn't stand her at one point in time living with her. And tell me I'm lying. So all of us should be dead. You basically said this man deserved to die because he gave his opinion. His opinion. An opinion that people solicited by calling into his show.
Oh, Doug.
Here's what it is.
No, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So we all know he started talking to men first, right?
Yes.
Now,
and was shitting on them.
Now, hold up. He started talking to men first. Does anybody know the incident that made him start talking to women?
Yes.
I think I'm familiar with it. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I think I'm familiar with it.
A woman called in out of turn, off topic, belligerent. Right? So he said, all right, let's go with it then. Right? That was the Average at Best episode.
Oh, yes, I remember this. And she was going in, too.
A space for men, women barged in and got dealt with.
Like
and
a man.
Now they ran through the door.
Yes. We don't have petitions. Men don't have petitions out here to stop The View or The Talk or The Real or Cocktails with Queens. We don't have petitions out here to stop them, even though a lot of them have gotten on there and shitted on us. They literally go on television with Charmin and Angel Soft to shit on us. And men do not sit up here writing petitions to stop them. But as soon as we have a male voice out there speaking, especially from the black man's perspective, everybody and their mama come out the woodworks wanting to shut it down.
Well,
why can men not have a voice?
Men don't care. You know what I mean? Like
that's why Kevin's
you don't see no big deal about it. Because we don't care like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't care. He say what he say. If I took it offensive, I took it offensive. But I ain't worried about what these females are saying on The View or what they're saying over here in any of these other pockets. One, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you.
Wouldn't even be watching it.
But see, but you're coming with like we should care. I don't care.
No. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, Mo, is I agree with you. We don't care. And the reason why men don't care, and I've always said this, men, especially black men, have been hit with accountability from day one. We are taught to be accountable. We are taught to be. That's the reason why I ask every black woman who goes in on black men. I say, name one time in the 246-year history of this country, black men have not been held accountable for their actions. And they get quiet. Because black men have always, go ahead, Brian. You got a screw face. Don't give me anecdotally. No, don't give me hold on, wait. Do not give me anecdotally. Give me a historical time frame where black men have gotten away with travesties by the law protecting them. Go.
See now you moving the goalposts. You ain't never said all the words before. Now you moving
No. The reason it's not about moving the goalposts. Brian, I've been doing this show with you for a while. You will find a loophole. So you got to be super specific with you, because you'll find a loophole. That's the reason why I got to get specific. Name a time period in America where black men were not held accountable for their actions because they were either protected by the law or the government. Go.
See, you changed what I was about to say.
No, I'm not. It's the truth.
That wasn't the original thing.
Yeah,
what I was going to say was
right.
It's a decent amount of black men that's not being held accountable for their kids. These kids that they go out here making women with.
Yeah.
That's not. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why I gotta put words in there. Legally, they are. It is no. That's the reason why I gotta put that in there.
Okay, so what was legal? What was illegal about what Vivica Fox said about Kevin Samuels?
That is not. You're
no. That's why I said don't bring that statement.
That's not what he said.
No, wait. Let me finish. You're switching the argument. I never once said what Vivica Fox said was illegal. I never once said even these women who are expressing their disdain for Kevin Samuels and their adulation at his death is illegal. What I said was, speaking to Maurice and his point about why black men don't care about being held accountable, it's because we've always been held accountable in this country. And what I was saying was, tell me a time period in 246 years where black men have not been held accountable because they were protected by the law or the government.
That's different, because that's involving crime, correct? That's not involving all this stuff we talk about is relations. It's relational. Everything we've been talking about up until you said that statement was relational.
You want me to prove how women are protected by the law, and the government, no matter their ill? Thank you. So answer my question. When have black men been protected by the law or the government over their ill decisions?
For what? I don't get what you're saying.
Right?
Honestly.
Yeah, like you.
It's like
what I am saying. No, y'all aren't getting what. No, y'all are not getting what I'm saying. Is because you're not listening critically. What I am saying is this: to talk about what Maurice said in the beginning. He said men don't care. He said men don't care, and tell him I can't stand Isaiah because he got a 6-pack. I got like 2. What I'm saying is this: when it comes to accountability, it goes into what I was saying with Maurice. The reason why men, especially black men, don't care about what black women say about them is because we can take accountability for what we do because we're forced to take accountability. We have been held accountable since we were children. Women have not.
Doug,
go ahead.
Let me say something. I think you're digging and you're going down a rabbit hole that you're making it more complicated and difficult than what it is. We just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't care.
I don't think that's it, Maurice.
I think it's
that's not it.
There's a whole bunch of shows that Doug named. They're pretty much saying the same stuff. And we've been hearing that stuff all our lives.
Thank you.
Like, wah, 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 wah. It's not jarring to us. It's jarring to the women because they're not used to.
They've never been held accountable.
No, listen.
They've never been held accountable. Let's be for real.
Skip Skywalker.
As usual, I got Doug's back.
Oh. See, you've been talking a lot too. Go on, Jody.
God damn, man. Don't you mess it up.
No, serious shit. First of all, this little dick simp ass nigga that had all this shit to say about Kevin Samuels. You don't shit.
Hey, he's still a man. Wait. We can't. He's still a man of God, bro. He's still a man of God. He's still a man of God. Come on now.
He's not representing well.
You could be a man of God. You simp ass bitch. Shut up. You sit out there. You out there. You baby back. What's the one swole lion ass nigga? You baby back.
Terry Crews. He talking about Terry Crews.
No, the one that cheated on his wife.
Derek Jackson.
Yeah, you fake ass Derek Jackson. You don't shut your ass up.
Called it,
Yeah, you fake ass Derek Jackson. Second of all, I'm gonna say this, right? From my understanding, right? I've been watching the show and I've got to catch a vibe. Boone, you're married, right?
No, I'm engaged.
You're engaged. Okay, so you're about to be married. And Maurice, you're married, right? Pastor, kids, great wife, great life. You're a great wife, great household, right?
Well, I'm married, yeah.
You're married. Okay. Brian, what about you? You married?
No, I'm out here in these streets.
You single? And Doug, you single, right?
Yes.
So this is what we're gonna do. Maurice and Boone, leave us the hell alone about talking about these bitches because you don't understand, because you're not actually
they've been out the game too long.
Hey, you out the game. So don't tell us how these hoes be out here acting because you don't know. You have no clue, right? And to Doug's point, and I'm not
I surrendered.
All right. So to Doug's point, and Doug, I'm gonna make you proud on this one. I completely understand what you're saying, right? Because, and it's not that men don't care. Is we are numb to it, because as a black man, we've been hearing it forever. I've been getting shit on for shit other niggas do.
Thank you.
So it's like at a certain point when especially these black women, right? These black hefty bag looking bitches on The View sit here talking about us as black men. You know what I do? I say, damn, that sucks. When women start talking bad about black men, I just automatically lump myself in that category, because you're not going to let me be any different.
Well, that's a choice.
I am no different from
You
Doug.
are different.
But here's the thing, though. In their eyes, I know I'm not different. I know I'm
Forget
better.
them eyes. I tell this. I tell
Forget them
I
eyes.
tell
Forget
Doug
them
this
eyes. We got Stevie
all
Wonder
the
girls out here
time.
now.
I tell Doug this all the time. They are a lot of these people are stupid, and you need to stop
100%.
arguing with stupid people.
No.
Arguing
It's
with
not about.
stupid
Wait.
people
Boom.
will
It's
make
not
you
about-
stupid.
It's not about people being stupid.
You keep finding
Yeah,
stupid
you make a
facts.
great point, B. Knowing. I'm not denying that.
We're
It's
not
not
saying-
about being stupid.
It's not about them being
It's about the
stupid.
fact that if you do not combat it, stupidity is contagious.
Right. So
Let
if
me
they'll
tell you,
sit here and say women will
here's the
sit
thing,
here and
like-
say all dudes ain't shit. And I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's-
sit
but
here
see,
and get
here's the
combative
thing.
with you
I
about
don't-
how dudes being ain't shit, because like you know
I don't
what?
subscribe to that though.
I don't either, but I'm not gonna argue with you.
And I don't put no value. This is all I'm saying.
I'm
Is
not
like,
arguing with you about it.
I don't put no value in something that has nothing, that doesn't affect me. Like I know my value and I know my worth. So what's your value and what your worth of me, or what you think, and you start grouping all men into these categories. That's all men are dogs, all men, and then I personally internalize that and then stick myself in that category. That's me. I don't have to stick myself in a category with everybody else of what they're saying. I don't have to do that. If you choose to do that, this is the battle we're going to be fighting. This is the conversations we're going to be having. If you're not in that circle and you put yourself in that circle and you know your value and you know your worth, what they say don't matter to you, because it don't have any. I'm not looking and saying.
So are you a
grouping myself in with all
so
that.
Pastor Ball? Are you a proponent for interracial marriages?
Absolutely, you love who you love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. To Pastor Ball's point, you said if I know my worth, I'm not worried about what other people think. Do you think this is why so many women was calling Kevin's show? Because they didn't know their worth and they're seeking it.
They were seeking.
They were seeking.
No. You want me?
You got other people who have a pseudo worth.
Hold on, let me finish.
Piggyback off of that?
Let me get the last one.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And these women who are so angry at him have a pseudo worth that stands with like a house of cards, like it stands well on its own.
Thank you. That's where I was going to go.
Something
Thank you,
comes
brother.
through, it all comes tumbling down.
And that's what I was going to go. That was where I was going to go.
So they can build their house of cards up in peace.
Because the one thing I will tell you is this. The one thing I will tell you is this. Because Mo, like I said, I always reference Mo because everything I say, y'all can validate. Mo can validate. This is who I am. The one thing that Mo taught me was this. He said, Doug, you can tell anybody up front what it is you think and what it is you feel. But when you go and be by yourself, the truth will always come out. And the thing with a lot of these women that called in the Kevin Samuels show, to your point, be knowing, is the truth started to come out. Because it's like, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. But the truth is, everything that I've attained is nothing more than pacification for what it is I really desire. And what I desire is a man and a relationship. But I used all this other stuff. It's the same thing with men. What is that one song? There's a song out there that said, okay, Troop. It's a song long time ago. It says, I have faces of many lovers to ease the pain of having no one in my life. Spread My Wings by Troop. Check it out. Because it literally says that. I've imagined faces of many lovers to ease the pain of having no one in my life. With men, the way we want a relationship, but we ease the fact that we're not either disciplined enough to be in a relationship or can't quote unquote find somebody, is being promiscuous. Women, it's the total opposite. Theirs is to get stuff. And what happens is when you're back in the recesses of your own mind by yourself, Mo will attest to this. Mo was Pimp Daddy, Bishop Don Magic Wand. But after a while, he got to a point where he said, man, this ain't enough. Mo, tell me I'm lying. You said this ain't enough.
That's the ball over there.
And he and
Pass the ball.
No. This was pre before I became a pastor. So
there you go. Yeah,
but since
I
I
know
did,
I know that.
Doug don't get no timeline. He just
yeah, right.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry,
So,
y'all.
so,
I'm
so,
sorry.
so to be clear, just to clarify, I've been married 19 years.
There we go.
So
Okay, yeah.
you know,
Because there's stupid people out there.
married
There's
19
stupid people
years.
out there that jump to their own narrative.
Pass the ball. These bitches in 19 years has amounted the level of ain't shit that we had to have the savior Kevin Samuels come in. And you see how ain't shit they is? They sitting around here celebrating his death. I was like, so how you talking shit about Kevin Samuels in a buffet line, Big Shirley, celebrating this man's death? No, get your big ass out the buffet line and go hit a treadmill since you want to prove this man wrong.
So the Bible says that the Pharisees.
No, Jody, to prove him wrong, technically, they would have to get the man that he's talking about the way that they are.
Absolutely. That would prove him wrong.
That would prove him wrong.
You know what? You got a fact. But to Doug's point, I will never understand, right? To this day, I will never understand how in the fuck are you mad at this man for giving his opinion on bitches who call his goddamn show? This man didn't go out there attacking women. This man didn't go out there and seek women.
Thank you.
They literally used to hold live. You watch the live and you watch the Zoom, and it would be literally, you can, from what I understand, you can hold 12 people in a Zoom meeting, right? There were literally 11 other bitches waiting in those fucking rooms.
Yes.
Pulled up on the screen.
But hold on, Skywalker. I'm about to go a little further though.
God.
You know what that goes into?
They're looking for
the women and the women out there who end up dealing with future type men and then don't want to take accountability for being another baby mama.
Sierra.
Let's be honest. How many women do we know? Let's be honest. How many women do we know have we encountered in our lives that have dated an ain't shit dude and they know he ain't shit and will deal with him anyway, have his baby, and then take no accountability for making that choice to wait in that Zoom line for their number to come up to be his baby mama? Come on, somebody.
I never understand why. How
come on, somebody.
By a nigga who got like 6 kids, bitches be like, oh, he got 4 other baby mamas. Then why did you fuck him raw? Obviously, this nigga got super sperm. I don't understand. Like,
come on, somebody. But I'm gonna bust you out with my super sperm. I go do it. I go do it.
Pass the ball. You need to start talking to these motherfuckers at your congregation. That's
but
what
if you
need to do.
He said, look, I don't know what church y'all go to. This ain't look.
Start talking to them at your congregation. Okay.
When you point out the obvious, it's seen as belittling, or I'm trying to attack you. I'm saying everything that everyone else is afraid to say.
No. Because when you point out the obvious and the men, we supposed to take it with a yeehaw and a fucking.
Come on, somebody.
You tell a nigga.
No. Hey, Skywalker. They ain't listening to you. I'm gonna use one of these old preaching terms. I'm sure Pastor Ball can understand that. See, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Talk to this side of the congregation.
Stop dragging me into this.
You need a representative.
Y'all don't hear me.
We need a representative. We need a pastoral representative because there's another pastor I want to talk about.
Okay.
Right? That today was Kevin Samuels' funeral. Right? The one they said he needed to GoFundMe for. Right? The one, and TD Jakes was there. Like big people was there, you know, for this broke guy. Right? So now the pastor there, she was insinuating that someone in the manosphere or someone else who creates content set this up to get Kevin Samuels out the way.
His death?
Yeah.
You said it was a hit?
That's what she said. She was saying murderers attend funerals. They will come to the funeral. They will be the pallbearers. Like, she was saying all this shit. I'm like, damn. So you saying one of these dudes that was in his circle sent this young lady to end Kevin Samuels.
They tried to take my boy out. Did he die of a heart attack?
Yes.
Having sex though, right?
We don't know.
Okay.
exactly what's going on yet. Toxicology ain't came out yet. Apparently, the young lady said he was complaining of chest pains the night before. The next morning, he fell over on her.
They could have been playing Twister.
Where did this pastor get this information from?
That's all I'm saying. Like her and Jamal Bryant and everybody on the internet, like they're just running with narratives. Like
their opinion has become.
If that's true, cool. Show me that proof. Right? Like, you know, I just want to know the truth. That's all that matters to me. If this dude was really
you want to know what?
I would like to know that. Like,
you want to know what? Boom. You want to know the what?
Truth.
Yes, not my truth or your truth, but the truth.
The truth. Yes.
For it is the way, the truth. There we go.
Yo, man, check us out. Saturdays, we got a new time on Spin Wax Radio on your Apple Store, Google Play. 7 p.m. Saturdays, NEMPATHY Show, the audio version replay. Check us out. Brian Be Knowing, myself, Sonic Boone, and Doug Bennett. NEMPATHY Show. No? Yo, social media speaks. Yeah, you know, I like to test the temperature of social media, right? So this person said no one cares about why a man can't produce.
That's right.
Produce what?
Anything,
money, get the job done. Like nobody cares. Like you can get it done.
That's right. All men work.
And that touched me because I heard a young lady say like Kevin Samuels or guys like him will call a woman fat or say, well, you're fat. And she'll be like, well, you don't know why I'm fat. Like that doesn't fucking matter. Like the fact is you're fat.
Oh, wait. I think it's funny how they always go to that because they like to use, because if I had a medical condition, most of y'all don't.
But you know what?
There's a percentage of people who do, but most of y'all don't.
But let me piggyback off of that. Let's say we'll take it to a step further. What about interracial relationships? How many times do they sit up there and say, you know what, maybe that black man has gone through something with his own race of women, and that's why he's dating outside the race? They don't say that. They immediately call you an Uncle Tom. They immediately call you a Sambo. They immediately say you hate your women.
What circles are y'all in? I just don't.
Oh my
God! Why y'all sit up there and act like this stuff don't go on?
Again, you've been out the loop.
You've been out the game.
That's a generation.
No.
I've been married 19 years. I'm
still
tangible and relevant to the community. I'm in a
the community.
Bro.
Y'all need to stop.
I went on a date with a white chick. Right? We was out cool and kicking, vibing. And literally, these 3 black women, when she went to the bathroom, literally approached me. I was like, so, like, do you always date white women or do you have issue with black women?
Come on, man.
I'm like, honestly, no. I'm 33 years old, and this is the second white woman I've ever dated. I have no issue with black women. I just happen to vibe with this particular.
Thank you. Like,
see, this is Caucasian and white. There's nothing. I don't have a secret hate for black women, bro.
Thank you,
Jody. You should have said, if you want my number, just say that, sis.
That's why you.
If you want my number, just say that, sis.
Listen, I had to hold my cheddar on for that Stampede of water buffalo coming over there, so they wouldn't get my number.
God.
Yo, she said, men, if DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages, and women deserve better.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Arguing with dumb people.
Next, I'm with me knowing on that.
Arguing with dumb people.
Next, I'm with me knowing. I'm not even gonna give her no energy. Next, next,
pass the mo. You know what I'm saying? This is outside. This is what's outside right now.
I get that.
Ooh, wait till Doug's perspective.
So
it's not gonna come from a man. It's gonna be a woman speaking on this
right there. If I was counseling her, I would tell her her perspective is all wrong. You can't expect, if I'm not in a relationship with you, or if I'm in a relationship with you and that baby's not mine, I'm in a relationship with you, right? If you bring me in, so when I was in the game and I dated chicks that had kids, the kid never knew who I was. I never met them. Why? Because I wasn't seeing them on business hours.
And you wasn't trying to be with her.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, don't tell me my God ain't good.
Like so.
Don't tell me my God can't change people. Don't tell me my God can't change people.
In that instance, it's like, yo, those kids are not my responsibility.
That joker said business hours.
So you're not bringing food. You ain't bringing food over for the kids.
Nah, because by the time I come over, the kids sleep.
Hey, I'm telling you right now.
I mean, that's what it was, though.
Ladies, y'all better be glad Jesus saved Mo. Y'all better be glad Jesus reached down in the muck and the mire, dusted him off, turned his feet and put it on solid ground, baby.
Now, let me say something else, though. All of us as black men on here have a responsibility to our community to impact other young black men, regardless of if you're in a relationship with that or not. Sonic, that's why you coaching football. That's why, I mean, and knowing you're probably in something. Doug, you're probably in something. Skywalker, we all have the capability and the influence to be able to do something. In that particular instance, no, it's not our responsibility to raise that child, but it is our responsibility as black men in the community to be the examples for young black men that we didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Agreed.
I had it, but I'm just saying in general.
I still hold true. Y'all ladies better be glad Jesus saw something in Maurice. Because if he passed him by, y'all would be crucified out this joint. You heard my man get professional. I don't see kids during business hours.
He said, I know my boyfriend look at me from behind and be like, damn, she got no ass.
Facts. But he like you for you. See, that's
right.
And that's a statement. That's for all the women who feel like you gotta get on the table and get these services.
I'm dead.
Somebody like you, I'm dead. Man.
At least she take accountability.
That's funny.
At least.
That's funny.
Calling your man Bay is so effing lame. Step it up. Call him my lord.
I agree.
My liege.
100% behind it.
My liege. Sire.
That's right.
Cats don't stay single.
My lord.
My lord.
My lord. Would you like me to make you some breakfast? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't care who get mad. Ain't no real woman gonna let their house be nasty.
That's facts. 100.
100.
100. Couldn't say it no better than myself.
You ever been to a woman's house and the house was nasty?
Yes.
And
there was one time I was with a chick. And we were, we was getting into it. And I felt one hand on my head and the other hand on my back. But then I also felt another hand on my on my calf muscle. I said, "How many hands you got?" Next thing you know, I looked down there. It was a roach. I swear to God, it was a roach. It was a roach.
I'm out.
I finished.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I finished. But she never saw me again. You don't stop a race halfway through. Nobody runs 100 meters and only run 50.
Yeah,
so I had to finish the race.
Thank you. I'm a firm believer. If she got a dirty kitchen and a dirty bathroom, she got a dirty coochie. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody.
Yo, that's a good assessment. Because if you are a realtor, if you're showing a house, where do you take the women to? The kitchens, in the bathroom, in the walk-in closet.
Then why do they have such a problem being in the kitchen then?
I don't know. I mean,
they listen to bald head bitches like Jada.
Hey, we on one tonight, baby. Uncover your face, Pastor. Uncover your face, Pastor.
Hey, don't show this. Hey, don't let the congregation get a hold of this. Hey, this the dudes you hang out with.
But you know what they'll say? Oh, he good.
So he ain't say that. It was them.
Yeah.
Growth.
Growth is when your ex isn't even your type anymore.
Wow. 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 He went to the bottom of the ocean on that one. He went to the bottom of the ocean
I
on
never
that one.
went backwards.
Ooh, Jacques
Define
on that.
define type.
Shut up,
Man,
Bino.
No.
I've looked at things in the past like, yo, like I'm not that person anymore. The person who's
Yes.
attracted to her, I'm not that person
Absolutely.
anymore.
Absolutely, bro.
I meant like I was
Brian,
I was saying physically.
Every once in a while, I forget this ain't my damn stream, y'all, because I showed enough be looking for the mic mute button for your black.
No.
This ain't my stream, y'all. I be like,
I was saying physically, like if you like somebody look like Karuchi, just because me and Karuchi had a bad situation, don't mean I'm not going to date someone else that looks. They can act different. They should act different. Yeah.
Brian, no, see, B-Knowin is a contrarian. He's a contrarian. He knows what the hell we be talking about and what we be saying. So Jesus,
I just provide clarity,
if I forgive somebody 70 times 70, if they reach 71, am I okay to say my forgiveness ain't that? Like, no, you know what he mean.
That name say Doug Bennett, Mr. Perspective. Don't be mad at my perspective.
Shout out to Vega, ENT, the boy Biggs, and Wild Philosophy checking on IG.
What up, y'all?
Hey, Brian, we wasn't mad at your perspective. We was mad at your question.
I'm mad at his perspective.
I need the question answered so we can, because I'm trying to line my perspective. I want to make sure we got this.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That's why I asked the question for clarity.
You a lie. That's all he do. That's all he do. He put my blood pressure up all the time. I can't stand him. Mute him. Boom.
He's trying to get you to take that do-rag off.
That's what he want. That's what he want. He want me to take the rag off. Because if I take this rag off, be knowing, if I take this rag off, that just mean the rag off. But we got a problem.
Yo, he said all women think about is eating and losing weight.
If you eat the right stuff, you can lose weight. You got to get your mental together.
It's some facts to that. It's some truth to
that. Some.
Well, it depends on the chick, because you got chicks that don't like. I go to the gym a lot, so you got those chicks that kind of meal prep and that. But I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna say a mass majority of them want to eat what they want, how they want it, when they want it, and then
why you have to? Hey, Skywalker, why'd you have to use the word mass though? You could have said a vast majority. Why you have to say a mass? A large majority. Well, a mass majority.
A swollen.
You see my name on here?
All right, yo, main topic tonight: when young thugs ignore the warnings, right? So y'all know the rapper Young Thug and Gunna, they just got caught up in this large indictment, right? RICO case. They going under the jail. Interesting enough, it's not a federal indictment, it's a state RICO case.
So they may actually have an opportunity to get off then.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
Right, but they apparently they tapped this dude phone for like 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
you sure it ain't feds?
It's supposed to be state.
10 years, that's fed stuff. Feds don't run out of time or money.
Right. Georgia, when you think about it, they are all like in Georgia. They got a whole bunch of shit going on in Atlanta. So they really trying they really trying to crack down on that. But I gotta go to bed soon, so I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna let y'all have it. With the Young Thug and Gunna case is this simple. This is a perfect example of when you are too stuck on the street life to let the stupid shit go. And a couple podcasts ago, me and Doug both agreed, bitch, if I get some money, I'm finna act like I don't know a lot of you motherfuckers. I swear to God, I'm gonna be the fakest, phoniest motherfucker to ever walk this earth.
Thank you.
I don't fucking know you. I'm not going to the corner store no more. I'm not going to the hood store. I'm not even gonna wear G-Man white tees no more. I'm gonna send somebody else to get them. I'm gonna act like I don't know you. Young Thug and Gunna are a perfect example of I'm in the spotlight, but I want to remain true to the quote unquote thug life. You doing what 6ix9ine did, but you trying to do it for real. We all know 6ix9ine faked the shit out of this and why he's in the situation he's in. Young Thug and Gunna were trying to do this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're in the stupid ass position you were in. It is literally, you have it is one of them things where like you have a opportunity and to stick with my black men. I fucking hate when black men, you already know white people don't want to give a shit, so we got to fight for everything we get. And when you as a black man get an opportunity to
come on somebody
to a higher point, it's like, let's not do stupid shit to fuck that up. Let's not pull a Mike Vick when you become the highest paid black player in sports, nigga.
Wow, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and all of them are still in their prime. You're about to be the face of the NFL.
Bro, you were the highest paid athlete in football, and you get caught in a dogfighting operation. It's like you literally take yourself, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? And it's the same thing. And I'm not a Young Thug fan by any stretch of the means. I've always thought the nigga was a extra large box of Fruity Pebbles. This little gay ass. So him going to jail don't really affect. Like, I don't like anything he puts out, but it does suck to see that somebody's father is going to jail, somebody's son is going to jail because you were being stupid, bro. Like, what is the worst that can happen? You get rich and they call you fake. But you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, nigga, you can still be real as fuck, because you know how many real ass niggas give back to their community? Like, you can move out of the hood and give back to your community like a motherfucker. And the same niggas that you want to respect you for being in the streets for real, they'll respect you just as much or even more if you did something good. Because I can tell you this, right? LeBron James will never ever get called fake nigga in Cleveland, because as much in, he'll never be a fake nigga, because he's done real OG shit in a way that makes him look good. Young Thug and Gunna could have did the same thing. If you would have been doing food drives, building shit, helping your community, giving back, uplifting people, and doing all that good shit that helps black people, especially in the Atlanta area, you would have been considered one of the realest niggas. But you decided to go try to get another rapper killed. So, and therefore, I don't feel sorry for you. And honestly, like my homeboy tell me, this sound like dumb rich nigga problems to me. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't have sympathy for you. I'm actually glad when I see your bail got denied. Good. Let your stupid ass sit in jail. Because honestly, in a world of worlds, real niggas don't give a shit about jail. I heard a nigga one time say some shit. I gotta go lay down for 5 years. Partied that night and turned himself the fuck in with not a move on his face. That nigga didn't give a shit. So if you was so of the real niggas that you claim you was, you wouldn't be sitting here having your lawyer talking about the jails are torturous, inhumane, medieval cells. That's the verb. That don't sound like real nigga to me. You in Fluton County Jail. How many other niggas been in Fluton County Jail? That's not real niggas.
Real niggas don't say torturous.
He's right.
If he was in
jails, bro.
if he was in Louisiana, I would have to agree. It's probably torturous.
Bro,
down there, they made wearing pink jumpsuits.
Jail, not Yale. Jail.
They still got the chain gang.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro.
Breaking brick and breaking roads.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this I've been saying this, and people look at me like I'm sideways. Doug, you sold out. Goddamn right. Here's my receipt. I'm not messing with y'all, bro. Y'all got it twisted. You think I work this? I'm telling you, you think I work this hard to stay the same? You think I work this hard to stay the same? Are you insane? Listen, the equivalent of a rapper who becomes rich and starts getting in the game is the equivalent of a woman who gets a BBL and you find her at Gold's Gym doing squats. Why are you here? You won. You won. You got a BBL. Why are you here doing squats and lunges? You're a millionaire. Why are you in the street? Why?
So here's one of the things when I was really doing my agent thing and I had some athletes, there's a few things that I told them that should never happen, ever. You should never get a DUI, ever. You should never get a weapons charge, ever. And you should never get assault and battery charges, ever. Why? Because you got people to do that. So
thank you.
Or to have you around. But you know, when we're talking about
take care
right
of
here, and I kind of was going through and I'm looking at it, and you know how hard it is to make it and still not let go of the streets. You know what I mean? Like
the streets got you there.
But that's a selfish move right there because you got greedy. You're trying to get street money and you're trying to get industry money.
Legal money.
And so now you got to think about, like, when you make it, you got to start pulling like a move like everybody else who used that as an avenue and a platform to pull themselves out and went legit and started doing business investments, started, you know, like Walker was saying, it's like, yo, you know, give back, find some things that's positive. Now your kids are going to have to look at you through a glass. But that's selfish because in the moment it was the greed, it was the lifestyle, it was what was driving you. Now you can't even enjoy it because of the decisions that you make. You know what I mean? Like you should these cats, and this is why I try to tell young people, like I mentor people, all young people throughout the week is my day job. And I try to tell them, like in Indiana, weed is illegal. So if you get caught with you because you see a lifestyle, you get caught with it, they're locking you up.
Period.
If you get caught with it in school, you're going to jail.
Period.
But they don't see that. Oh, it's and I'm like, but y'all looking at something that's not real. This is not the reality of what you're looking at. And they knew better. I'm pretty sure they had cats around them that was OGs that was in the game. Like, yo, all right, y'all made it. Y'all ain't got to do this, you know? And then they probably was thinking, oh, man, we untouchable. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't got caught yet.
All it takes is one. All it takes is one.
Now, y'all know, you know, we on this black generational wealth building, ownership, you know, acquiring assets. You know, last year, Young Thug was gifted 100 acres of land.
Yeah. Yes.
He was going to build Slime City. He called it Slime City. So that's 100 acres of land. That they taking that.
They taking that.
Unless
but you do realize what a slime is, right, Boom? You realize what slime is, right?
Yeah, when the Nickelodeon, when they had the Teen Choice Award?
No, idiot. It's another word for blood.
Yeah.
It's another word for blood.
I know.
Yeah. So, but you see, but the reason why I bring that up is because you see, even when we're given something, we're gonna mess it up.
Well,
that's
and you know what the thing is? Well, because who did these cats have in their circle that was positive that they could have reached out to that kind of helped them start to navigate? You know what I mean? Were they reaching out to Nas and Jay-Z and Cube and Snoop?
It's a great thing that you asked because
didn't Jay-Z say, I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99?
He was just on $1 million worth of game with Wallow and Gilly, and Wallow pretty much got in his ass. You know, no homo.
Wallow, who just did 20 years.
Yeah, he was straight up with him, like, yo, I'm not one of your friends. You know, like y'all doing wrong. Yeah. He was telling them straight up. So that's what the question is. Pastor Ball touched on it. Like, why? It's not as if they're not getting the guidance.
Hold on. Let's take it a step further. Fat Joe did the same thing to Tekashi 6ix9ine before he got caught too.
Yep.
Cool. Do you think about it? By then, I think, especially with Wallow, I don't know about Fat Joe. I think by then it was already a done deal. The case just hadn't come out to public, but I think they already had enough on him. Like they was already caught
10
up.
years, definitely.
Yeah, he was already caught.
But
I seen that interview, and he was trying to explain to him, like, yo, this ain't the life that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you work this hard, like Doug was saying, you grinded you sold records out of a trunk. You hustled. You lost sleep. You took money and put studio time. You put all that hard work in.
Thank you,
man. Because it was a dime bag in that CD. That's what that was.
But boom. This is one thing I'll tell people, man. Being in the entertainment business and being around entertainers, people need to understand this. Everybody can rap. And when I say everybody, don't take it out of context. Just hear what I'm saying. Everybody's funny. Everybody can rap. Everybody can play ball. Do you understand the luck and the fortune that goes into you navigating it and making it to the top? It ain't just about hard work. There are plenty of hardworking comedians out there. I'm one of them. There are plenty of hardworking rappers out there. There are plenty of hardworking ball players. Do you understand the luck and the fortune that goes into the fact that you made it? And you're going to throw that all away on a low percentage, low income based risk? Are you kidding me? You make more. It reminds me of what Jay-Z said on the Blueprint. I could make 40 off a brick, but one rhyme could beat that. One rhyme gives me more money than a brick of weight. Why am I going to continue doing this when all I got to do is sit down and put pen to paper and make this and more?
He don't even do that.
Are you kidding me?
He got ghostwriters.
Nah, Jay don't. He don't write.
They don't write. But I mean, but I think that's to most point though. Like people get greedy.
Yes,
man.
They try and play both sides. And it's like you can't do that.
You can't. What for the Bible says that I would rather you be hot or cold. For if you are lukewarm, I spew you out of my mouth.
And now, I mean, even though Gunna didn't go into 2 days later, right? And I'm reading the article. It said he was trying to get his family affairs in order. He was trying to finish up a video. He was trying to do all these things. Right. He was trying to. He was saying he's getting his family things in order. He got a video that's dropping, I guess this week or next week or something, or album that's about to come out.
He gonna get mad views. And
he was trying to get all that stuff set up so that he could. So for whatever reason, to say, hey, you know what? I know I'm probably about to do this bid, but let me drop this album and let me finish up this video and let me go say bye to my moms. If you would have thought about that on the front end, you wouldn't have to be doing that. And this is what I tell my son, and I tell him, like, look, yo, you can learn by wisdom or you can learn by consequence.
Come on, somebody.
When you choose to learn by wisdom, that means that you're opting into what somebody told you, and you're deciding to say, you know what, that makes logical sense, and I'm gonna ride with that. Consequence says, dang, that sounds good. It makes logical sense, but not make sense for me.
And as somebody who has learned by consequence, no, I'm being dead serious, because I'll put it to you like this. Listen, I ain't got no shame in my game. Because the thing about us as black people, we need to start being open and honest about our trials and tribulations. Maybe we can save somebody. Mo, tell me if I'm lying. Mo, back me up. When dealing with my child's mother, did I not have wisdom staring my black ass in the face?
Well, you had so much wisdom that the baby daddy is your boy now. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody.
I can't. You can't get no more wisdom from the cat that was with her before you.
Thank you. Boom. Brian be knowing. Mo, back me up.
Come on, hold his eye. Hey, man, don't go in there. Please, don't go in there.
Nigga, let me tell you something, nigga. Even to this day, I'm on the phone with him. I said, bro, there is a special place in heaven for niggas like you. Because me, I would have sat my black ass back with some popcorn and a drink and watched the fireworks. I am telling you, dog. That's the reason. Well, one thing about me is there ain't no shame in my game. I used to be ashamed to tell stuff like this because I couldn't accept the role I played. I accept that role now, and I share it with anybody. Bruh, learn by wisdom, because that consequence is a motherfucker. because the Bible says that the wages of sin is death. The thing that people don't understand about that word death is that people only equate death to physical stuff. God never said you're going to die physically. He said death, which means that something in your life is going to die. When you look at Young Thug and Gunna, the wages of their sin is going to cost the death of their career. People need to stop playing like life is like Legend of Zelda or Super Mario, and you gonna jump and die, and then another new nigga is gonna fall out the sky, and you get to start all over again. That is not how life goes.
Man up.
You need to understand, if that the one thing I say is this, and I'll let you go, Boone, because I get long-winded on this, because I'm very serious about the consequences of life. This is what I love so much about God. God will send a warning shot over the bow of your ship to get your attention. He'll send another warning shot to get your attention. After his ass don't get your attention, he will send a shot through the hull of your goddamn ship. I am telling you what it is, I know. He will send a warning shot over the bow of that joint, and then once you don't listen, he'll send it right through the hull of your ship. And you got one of two choices. Either A, listen, or B, your ass is gonna sink. I'm telling you. And as a person who got shot through the hull of their ship, y'all jokers out here better listen, because something in your life need to change. And God get tired. Contrary to what people think, that patience does run thin, and he gets tired of your ass. I am telling you, as somebody who's been tired of for a while now. He gets tired of your ass. This ain't even comedian Doug. This is Doug, a black man who's talking to other black men out there. He gets tired of your ass eventually. And you do not, one thing our pastor taught us is you do not want to be at the hands of an angry God. Understand that. You do not want to be in the hands of an angry God. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, you know, for a while, it's gotten a lot better now, but for a while, you know, a lot of the younger rappers were saying that the OGs were turning their nose up at them, you know, shunning them, didn't really want to have anything to do with them. But as we can see, like, the warnings are out here. Like, there is a bridge right now. They're trying to let the young generation know what's going on. Noriega, you know, he had Young Dolph on Drink Champs, and he warned Young Dolph about celebrities getting killed in their hometown. And then
what happened?
Unfortunately,
go finish the story.
Unfortunately, you know, Young Dolph lost his life in Memphis.
Where'd he lose it?
At the cookie store he went to all his life.
Thank you.
Now wasn't that technically a hit put on him by
we don't
Gotti? That's what the accusation is. That's what the streets are saying.
Because he was in video saying, I got 100, he said I got 10 large on his head or something like that, right?
Now, Mo, you touching on something. You touching on something right there. I wanted to talk about what is going on in the culture where we want to tell everybody what we doing. Like people are talking, like, caught a body about a week ago.
Because we think that stuff is glamorous. It's the thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I want to tell everybody my moves. I'm like, until it's time to face that time.
Yep.
Until the things come back on you. They're pulling records. I mean, songs that he made, taking lyrics from the songs that he made and using that against him in court.
Yeah,
you can't win that. Those are your words. That's your voice. That's, you know what I mean. So, so why would you? Why? And it's this. You don't see OGs moving like that.
None.
Cats,
real G's moving silence like what?
For real.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't see older guys not narrating their moves
about anything, but good, bad, or indifferent.
Anything.
You know what I'm saying? But these young cats, and I think this is the disconnect with the young cats in hip hop and these older guys. When you come in, like, what was that Kodak Black said he was a better rapper than Tupac. Really? Like, you gonna come into the game?
Yo, I like Kodak.
over Pac?
Over Tupac?
Nah.
I ain't say
that.
But I'm saying when you don't come in and you don't respect the game and you don't respect the elders of the patriarchs of the industry, how can you expect them to want to build a bridge with you when you coming in because you got a couple of $100,000 or you got some bread and you're not even and you're trying
That's
to
right, LeBron lovers.
You know,
But see, that's
We
the
ain't
top.
even go there with that.
The guys that are getting knocked off right now, whether they're dying or going to prison, like these are the leaders of the next generation, like the leaders
Don't
of the
forget
new
about
school.
Casanova 2 times.
Right?
Don't forget about Casanova.
Casanova. Casanova. Facing 60 years.
60 years at 35 years old.
Right. Now, thing about him, he was on the Breakfast Club prior to that talking about dudes catching RICO cases.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now he's a victim, right?
but it's all good until you get caught, though. You see what I'm saying? Like
It was all
thief
how
was
Kanye
still-
say it was all good just a what?
a week ago. But see, look, it's like this. Until you get caught. Like if you steal, you're going to continuously steal until you get caught. When you get caught, now you got perspective. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now they're sitting in the jail reflecting, which is changing their perspective of probably some of the moves that they make. And that's what isolation does. It allows you to reflect and change your perspective. I guarantee you, if you ask them jokers, if you had it all do over again, would you do everything the exact same way? I promise you, they'd be like, nah, I would change this, right? I would get this bread, get that money, get out the game, and I would be right here. Now, I'll still rap about it, but to actually be in it.
But
Now,
can I speak on this, Boone, real quick?
Go ahead.
This is the reason why I say it like this. I'm tired of our people. And I say, and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna give let me give context, please. We worship as a whole. I'm not talking about individually, as a whole in our culture. We worship and idolize and deify the dumbest shit. We idolize the dumbest shit. We do. We idolize single motherhood instead of idolizing wives and husbands. We idolize keeping it real and staying in the street instead of bridging or giving a map to the younger generation to get their ass out of the street. We idolize killing each other instead of, you know what, man? Why don't we give back to our own community first and foremost by allowing people to live and not killing them over dumb stuff? We in the Black community idolize the dumbest shit, and then we wonder why as a community we don't get anywhere. We have more resources in the Black community in this day and age than our parents and our grandparents ever had. Yet, I don't think, I won't even say think, I know we have not done them service. I know we have not done them justice. Can we on it? No, we haven't. You can make all them faces you want to.
I wasn't going to say that we have done them justice. I'm going to say it's a lot of this is their fault. But I feel that's a separate conversation.
Yeah,
because crack set us up.
Oh my God, man!
Marvelous.
Man, we got more.
But that wasn't something that we created. It was something
Thank
that was
you.
That was given to
our community.
Right.
And so on that, but also to Doug's point, the hard thing is, what's our examples?
And now,
wait, no, wait, hold on, wait. Let me finish. Let me address that. Prior to 1970, this is statistic. Black people were the moral compass of America. We were married more than white folk. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mo. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. But what I'm saying is we're talking about you're talking about us, like we're generation X. No,
Okay.
what are we?
No. Yeah, we are. We're right
70,
before millennials.
70 to 80 something is this
Like early
Gen
80s.
X,
Yeah.
this
80s.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about now. What's the examples that we have? You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be some kind of entertainer, some kind of rap star. Even I did when I was younger, my dad had a solid gig at Amtrak. That was cool, but you know what I desired to be was in the NFL. But you know what my dad did? He kept it real the whole time. He's like, look, that probably most likely is not going to happen. I'm going to push you to be the greatest, but you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. I had 3 options. Did I see that? No, I didn't have my dad didn't have the resources, the people resources. And if he did, I didn't know about it because back then, what did we do as kids? You talk to kids. You don't talk to adults. Kids don't get in adult business. Now, I'm in a place between my wife and I, so if my son wants to be a doctor, guess what? I just jump in my phone and call a doctor. If he wants to be a comedian, guess what? I just pick up the phone and call a comedian. So you see what I mean? Like I have people resources and I'm trying to flood the schools with people that do other things other than athletics and entertainment. So that these kids can aspire to be something different. But right now, because they don't have no examples, they don't have the example. Like y'all are all successful, right? But when was the last time you showed up at your middle school or your high school to encourage the young people to say, hey, I'm out here doing something different? Yeah, you may not be living it like you want it and international, but you are successful. They need to see y'all. They need to see the manager at the McDonald's come in and talk about, I make $75,000, $80,000 a year managing this McDonald's. Or they need to see somebody that comes in that's just the everyday average mechanic that's providing for his family. But we don't have those they don't have those examples. So they're aspiring to be what they see. Right. And the glamorous life looks good, regardless of what it is.
To that point, Mo, I remember when I was I don't know if I told this on here. When I used to deliver food for this restaurant called Potbelly in downtown Baltimore. So for the most part, I'm only doing like office buildings and stuff like that. One day I walked in the building and I realized I have no idea what y'all do. I don't know how much money y'all make. I don't know anything about this. Like I have no idea what T. Rowe Price is. But I know that T. Rowe Price orders a lot of food and it's different floors, and these people are doing completely different things on every floor, and they don't even know each other. And it's so much stuff going on in just this building that I've never been told. And I'm not a dummy. So it's not that I couldn't understand. It was never presented to me to see, hey, you can do something else. If all we see is the successful people are ball players, drug dealers, entertainers, it's hard to teach somebody or say to them, hey, you can aspire to be anything. What's anything? I don't know what anything is. I know what these 3 people do, and I want to do that because that makes money.
But see, my pushback on that would be this. I don't disagree, but that's why I use pushback instead of my disagreement. My pushback on that would be the same. What about when we were slaves? What about when we aspired to get out of certain economic and social conditions that the world put us in? We saw something. We knew something else was out there, even though we didn't see it. Because remember, one of the most famous statements is Martin Luther King, I may not get there with you. He may not get there with you. A great patriarch in the Bible, Moses, he didn't make it there with him, but he saw it and he pushed forward anyway. I believe that we need to we need to get from the tangible to the intangible. We in the Black community, all we want to do is get our hands on tangible stuff. That's the reason why as soon as we make money, we blow it on stupid stuff. Like like I said, I'll put myself on blast. I was getting ready to buy some J's this weekend and I was working out, and y'all know J's go fast. If they come, if they drop at 10 o'clock, by 10:15, they're sold out. And literally I said, damn, I forgot to get them. But then I was like, wait, why do I need them? I got a storage room full of J's. Why? And I barely wear them anyway. What do I need them for? So I need to take this money, and instead of investing it in something tangible, let me invest it in the intangible. Let me buy some stocks. Let me invest in this startup company. Let me do this. So even if I don't see it, I don't make it there with you, my seeds and my descendants can benefit from it. Because the Bible says that a wise man lays up an inheritance for his children's children.
Okay, now in that we're talking, what's the inheritance though? Is me giving you the fish or teaching you how to fish the inheritance?
Teaching you how to fish.
Teaching you how to fish the inheritance. So only situation I can talk about is mine, right? So what we're trying to do with Isaiah is put him in the best position as possible, right? Now, I'm trying to be the example. He sees how I treat his mother. He sees me out in the community. He sees all these different things, right? We're business owners. This is our kickboxing gym. We own a kickboxing gym and here, and we do some other things. He's starting to work we just hired him last week. He was working for us. He was working for somebody else because he needs to understand how to work for somebody else, right? So now he works for us. But we're trying to be the example that he didn't see. But if he didn't see this, you know how many, like I talk to kids and adults all the time. I preached at the church this morning and the dude came and was talking to Isaiah. He was like, man, listen to your dad. He's trying to hook you. He's trying to give you the game. I'm like, the boy got 2 logos. We got a clothing line. I mean, like the stuff, but he's not paying no attention to it. Like he's not grabbing it and running with it. I got DJ equipment. I'm DJing parties. And I'm like, yo, this could have been you. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you could be making a stack a weekend easily. But I'm saying all that not to try to brag on stuff that we have or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm trying to set things in place to be the example for him, not just him, because all the other kids that I encounter, they don't. I'm the only black male that's in this school when they show. There's 2 schools that I'm in that have 2 black teachers. One other school has a counselor. But all the schools that I'm in, I am the only black male that these kids see. So if kids are striving to be teachers, how are they going to be teachers? They don't see it. Right? Now, I'm not a teacher. I run a mentorship program, but I'm in the schools. So we have to start to give them something to aspire, because right now all they see is what they see. And what you're talking about is a different grade of people. You know what I'm saying? The slaves, listen, Doug, I'm telling you, you're talking about the slaves, then you're talking about running to Jim Crow laws, then you're talking about, we were built different back then. We knew that we had dignity and value, and we wasn't gonna settle for you telling us to come through the back door, that we had to sit over here. We took what we had and we was resilient. We were tough. We moved in spite of. They set an example for us. Then it got wiped away. Now what are these kids looking at? I mean, and let's take this, like, let's look at Christian. Who is he looking at to be like?
Don't bring up my personal business, Mo. Don't bring up my personal.
No, this ain't the personal.
No, I know.
Hear my heart behind that.
No, I'm with you.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So it's like, yeah, like he is going to be like somebody.
Yeah.
Right. And as long as you keep doing
right
what you're doing, when that gets restored, you're going to be in position to be that somebody that he's looking at, right? And
yeah, I guess with me, Mo, is that I don't disagree with what you and B Knowing are saying. It's just that, man, when I look at our people and I look at everything that we have been through and what we have gone through, I get so exhausted and exasperated with the excuses because, yeah, man, it reminds me of what, and I hate to invoke him like this because I know people are like, oh, but Kevin Samuels said it himself. Think about this. Feminism has done in 50 years what slavery, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, and lack of civil rights couldn't do to our people in over a century. Think about that. And when I sat back and thought about that, I said, God damn, he's right. Because we come up with, if you look at this new wave of feminism, and the reason why I bring this up is because if we critically think, all of this stuff is interconnected in some form or fashion. When you look at this new wave of feminism, everything is someone else's fault. It's never my fault. It's never my fault. Everything is someone else's fault. There's a reason why this is the way that it is and why I can't do this and why I can't do that. And instead of saying no, the reason is the man in the mirror or woman in the mirror for our viewers out there who can't take the generalization. It's not, there comes a point in time where you have to look yourself in the face. That's the reason why Michael Jackson is my all-time favorite. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, if I desire better, I gotta do better. And the only way I can do better is by starting with myself. But I have to start with myself. For the Bible says that he shall remove the beam out his own eye so he can see clearly to remove the speck out of somebody else's ocular vision, because the optometrist, well, y'all know what I'm talking about.
So take that into the whole mirror analogy into consideration. All right. Now, what words define you when you look in that mirror?
What do you mean? Specify it. There's
some defining words. So when you're looking at that person in the mirror, there's some defining words bouncing off that mirror that is saying who you are, right?
Okay.
So good, positive, or negative, right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking in the mirror and somebody said that you're going to be just like your daddy, you're never going to amount to nothing, you're a loser, you're blah 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 blah, whatever the words are, right? So now I'm looking in the mirror and I'm defining myself by those words in the mirror. How can I then make a change if I believe the words that are bouncing off the mirror until I change the words that are bouncing off the mirror?
But you're right. But
I have to redefine myself, right? Like, I get what you're saying, but and everything is not an excuse. I have friends who don't know how to be a parent because they didn't have parents, right? I got kids right now. I have students right now that's like, I don't want any children. Why? Because my mom was an addict, or they did this, they abandoned me, and I don't want to be like them. That's the example that they're seeing. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like, so they're starting to define themselves by the trials, the tribulations, the hurts, the frustrations, the disappointments in the mirror. And so in order for these next generation people to make a change, one, we have a responsibility to the community to be the best examples in every area that we're in, so that we can start to change the perspective of these kids and these young adults.
I can see to that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if I don't have nothing to aspire to, I deal with students on all levels that don't have nothing to aspire to.
I can see to that.
They have nothing to aspire to.
Mo, I know somebody who came home from jail. Very intelligent brother, working on his own business, got multiple businesses, trying to open up some stuff now. And one day we were talking, and I was like, why did you, like, clearly you're smart. Why was you in the streets? And he was like, I knew this was wrong, but I didn't know what else to do. So I just thought I had to do this to get out. It wasn't until I went in and, like we've been saying, I saw other things, I saw other people, that I realized there were other ways to get out besides this. But since I never saw that, I just thought streets, then out. I didn't know I could skip that part or not deal with that at all.
The streets on your doorstep.
Yeah, you're right.
For real. And I got a homeboy in the same situation. He had a 40-year bid, got out early. Right?
God damn.
39.
He got out early a few years ago. And so now he done wrote 4 books. He done wrote a movie script. He got a clothing line called Grown Man. And what his thing is now, he has 3 kids. He has a daughter, he has a son, and then he has a younger son. So his older son, well, actually his son is the oldest, and his daughter's the middle child. And he has but guess what his son did? Followed the street way, right? Because that's what he was. He was out. He was one of the biggest drug dudes in this area. I'm talking about big time. The thing that got him locked up was straight out of a movie. He was like, yo, we robbed the bank and we running and we could. I'm like, for real? He was like, they shooting up straight out of Set It Off, shooting up the car. We flipped. But his older son followed that same path. And he's like, while I was trying to talk to him and tell him this ain't the life that you want. Now that he's out, he's still trying to tell him, you don't want this life. His younger son, he's doing everything in his power to be a positive example and put his younger son in the best position as possible to be successful, because he's looking and saying, my last son followed my footsteps. He followed the example that I gave him. And so I'm trying to give my younger son an opportunity to live and survive and show him that you don't need to be in these streets in order to be successful. So all I'm saying is that we have to be the examples that we want to come see. Yes, this is the responsibility of the Black male. It's a lot that rises to go back to your thing about being accountable. There's a lot of responsibility on the Black male. And so we have to do our part in order to start to change. If we could just change one,
right?
You know what I mean? Like this is, and even talking to y'all keep me sharp. Yeah, I sit and listen. I'm like, okay, I like these. I like y'all. You know what I mean? Like y'all keep me on. It keeps me relevant. It keeps me tangible. I got to go in and listen and talk to things and do things that because I deal with teenagers, and you know, I do some other stuff with adults, but my main goal, because I got a 16-year-old, so all I do is 16-year-old stuff, 17-year-old stuff. So I'm in that realm. But you know, I think is that platforms like this where people can see that, like, yeah, they're striving to do something different is good. Because if it's never out here as an option on the table, then what is my option?
But it has to go into, and I agree with you. But the thing that we as Black men have to do, and this is where it comes to the psychological thing, we have to be able to have the strength and stand 10 toes down on what's right, not what's correct, but what is right and what is wrong, and be able to take the shrapnel that comes along with it. I guess that's the reason why when it comes to Kevin Samuels, I have such a high level of respect for what he did, because that man stood on his square and took whatever shrapnel came. And he said a lot of things, and this is the reason why, and y'all can attest to this. Don't I always say we in the Black community need to have some hard, uncomfortable conversations with each other? We need to have these type of conversations, because if we don't, then all we're doing is pacifying each other and continuing to pass that joint down from one generation to the next. And I'll use a movie reference. There are very few sequels that are better than the original. Which means that if we continue down this track, in 20 years, this shit is going to be worse. And then in 20 years from then, it's going to be worse, to the point where it's going to be completely and totally unbearable. We have got to, as Black men, We have got to start having some for real, hard, difficult conversations with each other. And we got to start provoking our female counterparts to do the same with their contemporaries. Because if we don't, we are never going to get where I know all of us as Black people desire to be. And that's just in a better place as a community as a whole. And if we don't do that, then what are we really doing?
I was going to say, but back to the Gunna and the Young Thug thing. Like, who are your OGs? Because just so happened today, I was on TikTok, an older guy, maybe in his 40s, late 40s, early 50s, well, like somewhere in his 40s, right? He's on TikTok. He's telling he trying to give games like, hey man, y'all young dudes out there, y'all run around doing this and all that. Yeah, y'all keep getting caught with the bag when the police pull up. You're supposed to have a runner. A runner is a little boy, I know, 8 or 9 years old.
Yes.
And you put the product in the bag and make the boy sit next to the bag. This is your job. Sit right here. So you and the rest of your homies,
even if he gets caught, it's a slap on the wrist.
And not even that. If and when the police pull up, you grab the bag and you run. That's your only job. Because they're not chasing you, they're chasing us. Because they know that we're doing the dirt. They're not going to chase you. They just see a kid running, so they're going to ignore you. So right then and there, he's indoctrinated into this world. You know what I'm saying? So when you at 8, how old is Gunna and Young Thug? Late 20s?
They're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've been in this 15, almost 20 years at this point. You know what I'm saying?
They start young.
Yeah, like this is all that I know. This is what makes sense. Who we gotta it's, and I noticed noticed that living in DC, right? It's a lot of money here in this area. But also living in the city, I know that there were a lot of people who got money and left the city.
Right.
They moved out in the county, got their nice houses out in Clinton or out Brandywine or whatever, and kind of left. In the 80s, when like it wasn't just white flight, it wasn't just white people who fled DC when crack got crazy around here. So you have all these people, like we've been saying this whole time, who have these different jobs and these different opportunities and these different vantage points of life, who left the city and left Black people who didn't have any other outlets.
So it really got crazy though.
Yeah.
Not just DC, Baltimore, New York.
Right.
All over the country. It got crazy.
It got crazy. So you left people in crazy and are confused as to why they are crazy. Like I always bring it, like if you were born in the 80s in the inner city, 9 times out of 10, all you know is crazy. It's not even crazy to you.
It's normal.
Yeah. It's normal.
Yeah.
We went on me and my family went on a trip to this resort, like mountain resort place called Massanutten out in Virginia. Mm-hmm. I couldn't sleep because it was so quiet. I could not deal with the quiet. It was eerie. It's still a little eerie to me. If I open the window, I look outside and there's no noise outside. It bothers me. We just so used to the crazy that peace doesn't sit well within us. So you get it's so many layers. It has to become a
normal, though. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, and this is what I was just having this conversation the other day, and we're talking about. Like, I came straight out of the hood, but my dad gave me every opportunity to compete with all my peers. He made sure I could have went to the best schools. He did all that stuff. Now, we try to build a platform. So each one, when y'all have kids and you look at your platform, there was a platform built for you, be it big or small. Now your goal is to build an extension off the platform so that those that come behind you have a broader view, right?
Absolutely.
My son will never have to understand what a latchkey kid is.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You talking about first grade coming home with the key. Mm-hmm. First grade. There's no way I'm walking 6 or 7 blocks to school and from school. Even further than that to go to when I was going to the boys club, that was probably 6 or 7 miles. I'm just on my bike, just riding.
Yo, we were outside. We were just outside.
We outside kids.
Nobody knew where we were, what we were doing, who we were. Just
he won't know that lifestyle.
Time.
Like he don't, he won't ever know what it, the struggle like that, because we got blessed. He done blessed us, moved us up. He won't experience when we went through foreclosure. You know what I'm saying? He don't, that, even though he was a baby when we was going through that, his world wasn't affected by it. Right.
Can I ask you a question, Maurice? Can I ask you a question? Because I always brag on 80s babies. I brag on 70s and 80s babies because I feel like we were the last real generation of discipline and responsibility being taught. And I hear y'all talk about latchkey kids because I was one myself in Alexandria. And Alexandria and the city literally are right next to each other. Do you believe that these children, because they didn't go through what we went through, has contributed to the spoiled nature of their lack of work ethic to get out?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But here's what I'll say to that, though. Here's what I'll say to that. I also think that it's the parents' responsibility to incorporate a lot of the things that we deem that didn't have no value, right? Yeah. Like learning how to wash dishes, learning how to sweep floors, learning how to take out trash, learning how to.
You better speak on it, Mo.
Stuff like that. That these common things that you were taught that you didn't think had any value, realized they had value. I was at the gym and my homeboy's son, he told him to sweep up some stuff. So he sweep it up. And I watched him probably about 10 minutes trying to figure out how he was going to get what he swept up into the dustpan.
In the dust. Oh,
yeah.
Remember the paper towel we used to wet at the end?
You had the album cover, a folded.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes, I watched him try to put the dirt in the dustpan without holding it. Right, one arm you got the broom here, the other hand got the dustpan.
Like he just
the dustpan kept moving, right? And none of the dirt was getting in it. So I watched him for about 10 minutes, and then I was like, okay, let me go help him. I was like, let me show you how to do this. Sweep it like this and just hold it like this. And he was like dumbfounded, like, wow, like you a genius. No, bro. I grew up sweeping floors.
For real. How Jay-Z say, I'll show you how to do this, huh? I'll show you how to do this, huh?
So I think that, parents try to make sure that their kids didn't experience the struggle, but took away some of the valuable lessons that was learned.
I agree.
In the struggle, in the small things, and then you have these kids that don't have any accountability to do anything because the parents do everything for them. Case in point, and I'm gonna be quiet after this. So my son was 11, and I had asked him to do something, and I can't remember what it was, but I asked him to do it.
Asked him?
Yeah, I asked him. Yeah, this was because I was like, yo, I need you to do this, and he kind of looked at me and was like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, but you're 11. You're supposed to know how to do this. Well, then I smacked myself in the face. It was like, God was like, look, let me show you why he don't know how to do it. Every time he got to the process, you picked him up and carried him through the process and set him on the other side. So he don't know any of the process. So you're trying to hold him accountable to something that he never experienced. And from that day forward, I was like, you know what? I ain't doing it no more. So
that's right.
I push him to do everything himself because I became the handicap because I'm like, I don't want him to struggle. I want him to do that. I want him to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we're not doing nothing but handicapping these kids because I talk to students. I got students right now. My 7th and 8th graders, they having Cheech and Chong smokeout sessions, right? Like they come and they be like, yo, we be blazing. Okay, great. And the parents don't care. As long as you don't smoke in the house,
Yeah.
come home high. These are 7th and 8th graders. You're 12, 13, and 14 years old.
First of all, I feel
Yeah,
like
I was
that's
smoking.
backward.
I was smoking.
I feel like that's backward. If I'm okay with you smoking, you need to smoke here. I do not want you out smoking in random places because I'm sure no other parent wants you smoking in their house. So you're gonna and I still can't. Yeah,
I don't smoke with parents.
You smoke with parents?
I did.
What happened
Okay.
to those kids?
The main one I used to do it with, he became like some computer analyst.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Lil Duval posted this.
The exception don't
theory.
make the rule. The exception.
Yeah,
don't
he
make
was
the
like
rule.
most kids who had like the cool parents who let them do whatever did not grow up to be
They did.
successful adults. Yeah.
And see, this is once again, this is the reason why fathers are so necessary in our community, because fathers will let you go through the process. They will let you go through that damn process. Listen, I was going through a hardship, and Mo was a mentor of mine back in Charlotte. And I'll never forget this. When I say I was going through, and Mo remember this, I was going through some hardships, bro. Like I needed a place to stay, this, that, and the other. So I built myself up. So when Mo says we're successful, I understand what he means. Literally, I needed a place to stay. His wife, who I love dearly, she was like, well, why don't we let him stay here? Mo said, no, he's not going to stay here because he needs to learn the process. He needs to learn what it is he needs to do to get himself out of it. Why? Because Mo's mentor did the exact same thing to him. And I couldn't stand Maurice's ass. I was like, man, come on, bro. Like, you got it. Mo was like, because, man, that's not teaching you anything. It's giving you a place to be comfortable. And then next thing you know, you're going to be complacent because you're now going to think this is your home. And it's not your home. This is a place where you can come, get counsel, get food every now and then, chill out, but this is not your home. And I didn't understand it then, but now building myself up to a place where I got a place to stay, I'm doing it. I understand now. It's a process you have to go through. And what we're doing in our communities now is, I said this at a comedy show the other day, because we have moments, be knowing you a comic, you got moments where you get serious, but you wrap it in a joke. I said, I can't stand these kids, but what I can't stand is us. We're the reason why these kids are as messed up as they are, because we all said, I'm going to be better than my mama and daddy. And we tried so hard to be better than our mamas and daddies, we forgot to give them what our mamas and daddies gave us. And I said, sometimes it's an open-handed slap in the mouth. Sometimes these kids just need to be slapped in the mouth. And if another parent jump in, you look at them and say, you're next.
Y'all ever had soap in your mouth?
Yeah.
Huh?
So
Yeah, we the last generation of soap in the mouth.
yeah, last generation.
Last.
I never talked
Ivory
So
bar,
now
man.
you do that
Ivory
stuff.
bar.
Shoot.
But that's what I'm saying, man.
Despite how
We've
I act
gotten
on this
away from
show,
that.
I've never talked crazy as a kid.
Are
I
you
just started-
serious?
I'm dead serious. You know what it was, Doug? I was always in trouble because I was the oldest. Oh, they should have been listening to you. They should have been watching. So I
Okay.
never did extra stuff because everything's my fault anyway. They should have been listening to you, nigga. They don't listen to you. Why would they listen to me? I am 9. What are we doing?
So I'm on the other end of that spectrum. I'm the youngest of 3, and I'm the only boy.
Oh. Dang.
That's how you came to play.
Yeah. So it's a whole different. But then I was the only. It was just me and my dad. So when I left my mom, it was just me and him. And so, I talked back to my dad maybe once or twice.
You want to know why?
I got the scar.
You want to know why? Because Mo knew his dad would have delivered him.
Man, my dad used to have a shotgun shell with my name on it. And it was a salt pepper shaker and the shotgun shell. He just leave it on the table for about a month or 2 and just randomly put it out. So but these kids now, I asked all my students, who here talk back to their parents? And you know what? It's only out of probably my class of 25, maybe only 3 of them are like, nah, I don't talk back to my parents.
3 out of 25?
Yes.
3 out of 25?
They be like, yeah, they just be making me mad. And I be like, and you said that and you still living? Mm-hmm. Like, nah, bro.
But to that point,
express themselves.
Because if we being honest, we've all gotten unwarranted whoopings before. It's like, or the whooping went a little too far. Like, all right, you wild out.
If I can remember mine, I earned every ass whooping I got.
Listen,
well,
I'm not
even
gonna
like to the extent,
but you got to understand, Bino. You got to understand this.
well,
Do I agree now? Do I agree with this? Because I'll never forget. My son got mad at me one time and he said, Daddy, I don't like you because you abuse me. I said, son, listen, if you think I abused you, then your grandma is an attempted murderer. Let me tell you right now, because you do not understand. Like, I don't get it twisted. There were a lot of whoopings where I used to look at my mom in the middle of the whooping like, damn, what did I do?
Right.
But at the do you like me? But you know what it does? It showed me that if this woman who loves me can beat me like this, imagine what the world who don't love me is going to do to my ass. And that's the problem. We've made this world. Remember, there were 2 things we were afraid of. We were afraid of our parents and we were afraid of the cops. Mm-hmm. Look at the way these kids, black kids especially, go back and forth with cops. We're talking about people who have a multiple choice array of how to fuck you up and will go home on administrative leave. And they are literally going back and forth with this cop. And it's like, you have no authority. You have no discipline. Because
you have no respect for adults. That's what it is. It's like,
thank you.
And they just see the cop as, you should hear what they talk to, how they talk to these teachers and these principals and this administrator. Like, you don't respect adults. If you gonna cuss your mama out, you cuss your mama out and then go to your room in their house and slam your door.
The door? Oh my God. Slam the door.
Yeah.
Slam the door. Slam the door. Slam the door.
Yo, my mom took my door.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't have a door for about a year and a half.
Slam the door. You don't even have privacy.
And I took, only thing I left the blind up because we got a teenage girl that lived across the street. And I was like, I don't need my son walking around butt naked and flashing the girl across the street. But I took everything out that joint. He had a sheet, a pillow, and that was it.
Lockdown. Bell block.
I've been there.
He tried to play like, this is how I am as a parent. He made a bad life choice last February, and it was just like one of the worst things that he ever did. I snatched every shoe that he bought, snatched them, took his Xbox, all the games, controllers, headsets, all the stuff, bagged it up and took it down to the homeless youth shelter and gave it away.
Thank you, Maurice.
I didn't care how much I spent for the Xbox. I didn't care about the $60 games or the controllers. I gave that stuff away. Now, I was giving the shoes away, but I hid them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care.
Yeah, we got to draw the line somewhere. We got to draw the line somewhere.
I'd have been on Skid Row that night looking for my shit.
He stumbled on the shoes but when I bagged and tagged everything, like, he was like, you did that? And I'm like, yeah. And now he has an Xbox, but it's my Xbox. So I got to remind him every once in a while, like, that's my box. That's mine. That's not yours. I'm just letting you use it because I'm not playing it.
But once again, going back to my earlier point, not to rehash something, but look at how a father holds his male child accountable, because we are very much aware if he doesn't hold Isaiah accountable, imagine what this world is going to do to that boy. Imagine what they're going to do to him.
That's real.
So I applaud you, Maurice.
For sure.
They're going to fuck Isaiah up if he does not have a level of discipline, responsibility, and accountability.
And respect.
Yeah.
So
they're going to fuck him up.
and this is where the disconnect comes, because if y'all take these young guys who don't have a male authority in their life where they can speak, any one of y'all could say something to my son as a male, and it could be hard, and guess what? He ain't gonna come out his mouth sideways, because he understands he has that coming from me. Right?
Y'all just proved my point from what I was saying earlier. We as black men are always
it's
held
still the
accountable.
example, though, right? It's still the example that he gets tough love from me in love. I love on him hard. I love him dearly as my dude. But he also understands authority and respect. So
yes,
as a male, if any one of y'all says something to him, he's going to listen to you. He's not going to reject it. He's not going to turn away. He's not going to make no face. He's not going to do any of that, because he has that. But if you take that male presence out of the home and it's not there, just think about you all's situation and how hard, for those who didn't have that male figure, how hard it was for you to hear something from a male.
Yes.
Take it and not take it personally and be offended by it.
That's why I thank God. I thank God for my mother, because I was blessed enough to be surrounded by my uncles and surrounded by positive men at church. That was the one thing about my mom. My mom, she literally and truly always kept me around men. She pushed me towards men at church. She pushed me towards my uncles and my godfather, because she always said there was something, I can't teach you how to be a man. I can't teach you the stuff that they go through. And my mother, that's the reason why I have such a respect for my mom, because she knew that. She knew that. And she knew as a black man, there were certain challenges I was going to face in this world that she as a black woman wouldn't ever have to go through. And that's the reason why I applaud Mo and men like Mo for what it is they do to their sons. Because the one thing, because it kills me, I will always go back to this. I'll never forget the last season on Power. And this was so powerful to me. It was probably the most powerful moment in Power. Tasha and Ghost were in their old apartment, and they were looking at each other, and they were talking, and she was like, "Did you ever love me?" He said, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Do you love your son?" And he was like, "What kind of fucking question is that? I do love my son." She said, "Well, why don't you love him the way I love him?" And that's the problem with a lot of women in our community. Our love as men is reflected differently than your love as a woman. It doesn't make it any less, and it doesn't make it any wrong. It's just the fact that as a man, we have to love differently. Our love is going to come differently, because we have to show this guy, look, I've been in your shoes. I know what it takes to survive out in this world, and it's my job to put that in you. Because if I don't, I'm going to have to stand before God and answer why I did not inform you the way I needed to inform you. Now, if I inform you and you just do otherwise, that's on you, bro. That's on you. I can tolerate ignorance, but I cannot condone stupidity. So if I teach you and you do otherwise, hey, that's on you. But you're not going to go out into this world ignorant, because I'm going to teach you, whether you like it or not. And that's the reason why a male presence, a father especially, is so necessary, because our love for our sons is different, but it is necessary. So I applaud Mo, and I applaud fathers like him who stand 10 toes down in spite of what it is other people may say and society may try to project. It's like, no, I'm going to teach my son the right way, because I walked in these. I was a 16-year-old black boy. You've never been a 16-year-old black boy. And I know what he's going to have to face. So I just wanted to say I applaud you, Maurice.
Yeah, we
Hey, don't give me no credit.
man.
I'm just, I had a great example. You know what I mean? That's like, what I don't want people to think is that I'm some kind of super dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's too late. It's too late.
Right? Is it's too late?
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
Nah, I don't make all the right choices. I don't always say the right thing to my wife. I ain't always the best, but I don't want nobody to be fooled like, man, that guy is really polished. nah, I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fall short all the time. And the only way that I'm able to do what I'm able to do, one is God put an amazing father in my life, and then two, God has. But other than that, like, I don't want nobody or that ever listens to this show, or if I'm ever on, to assume that I'm sparkly like that, because I'm not.
That's real.
I
That's real.
appreciate your situation.
Because I think a lot of kids think they think their parents present themselves as perfect.
Right.
So, and when they find out that they find little hypocrisies and stuff, it kind of hurts their feelings.
And that's one of the things that I can say to y'all when y'all become parents. I've always told my son age appropriate stuff. Always. And I still do. Now that he's older and he's 16, I can give him less watered down age appropriate stuff. But I don't, and he talks to some of my homeboys that knew me growing up, and my cousins and all of that stuff. So they're like, your dad was da 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 da. And he just kind of
hey, wait a minute. They're like, hey, he ain't ready for that yet. That's his 18th birthday talk. That's an 18th birthday talk.
Yeah, and but I'm just saying, like, and that's one of the things that helped me as a pastor is that I don't front like I'm some kind of super dude from the pulpit. I don't. What you get is what you get. I don't have no problem being who I am. There's not two of me. Like, there's not the pastor me that shows up and preach, and then there's me that you get on, and I'm the same dude. And I think, and that's what allows me to be tangible and relevant to the kids. That I give them that space, that I'm not judging you on what you're doing or what you're saying. Anybody, really, you know what I mean? Like this is it. This is just who I am, and I ain't, enough about me is whatever.
Yeah, man. So we need these young thugs out here we really need to be the example, right? That maybe stop talking so much and just show them
getting out there.
They need to be doing.
I'm leaving.
But yo,
that's my example. Follow me as I follow Christ. How about that? And I'm leaving.
But before we get out of here, Doug's perspective.
What we talking about? What you got? Because you don't tell me nothing no more. You just be surprising me. So what we got?
All right, so we were talking about examples that parents set and the expectations that their children internalize by the examples that their parents set. So I want to get your opinion on this right here.
And I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Doug would say,
you know what? I think what that young lady said was absolutely great. And the reason why I say it's great is because the Bible says God shall give you signs, wonders. Well, guess what? That was a wonderful sign he just gave every man in that 8th grade class not to deal with her ass ever again. Okay? See, y'all need to change your perspective. God is in the blessing business, and he blessed every young boy. Because I guarantee you she's a cute little girl. Because physically attractively challenged women, they really and truly don't talk about having children like that. They first talk about having a man, and then they knock down each barrier as it goes. But you can tell she's attractive because she skipped.
Oh, he's on the 8th grade. It's 8th grade girl. You gotta chill with the overly attractive. It's 8th grade girl. Somebody gonna try to pin that on you. Somebody gonna try to pin that on you.
My bad. Yeah, because there's some perverted people out there.
Yeah, it's terrible what we living in right now.
Yeah. Because
I'm my brother's keeper. I got you.
No, thank you. Because there's some idiots out there. All right. So obviously, what I am saying is, you see what it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You see how in the black community we deify and we magnify stupid stuff. This young lady, I want y'all to understand what this young lady said. This 8th grade young lady said, I want to be a rental womb for a man or more men. I want to put myself in a financial bind. I want to scar myself mentally, emotionally, and maybe physically, because I'm going to purposely deal with a man whose values are even lower than mine. Think about that. I'm going to deal with a man whose values are purposely lower than mine. That is literally like walking into a hole and getting mad at the hole. I mean, think about this. And the bad part about it is, this is why I said we in the black community got to have some real hardcore conversations. Fellas, rhetorically, of course, what color do you think that young girl was?
Your black skin.
I said rhetorically. You could, hey, I said rhetorically.
These white girls is wilding. You never know. these white girls is out of control because they see something that they think is cool and they try to be over here. But that's another conversation.
Cash me outside. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, and who made it cool? Who are the only people that sit up here and say, I'm a single mother and I'm proud of it, instead of saying I'm a wife? Because women like Maurice's wife, they're called pick-me's. They're degraded because, I don't know, I want to be under the covering of a man who's under the covering of God. Shame on me. Shame on me for not having to have a paternity test and go on Maury, because guess what? I know Isaiah is Maurice's child. Shame on me for being responsible. Never that.
I seen a meme. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Listen. We got to get to a point where we start calling jokers out. I applaud this little girl because she called herself out. So now you know it early. So all you guys in the 8th grade, look at me. Look at the pain in my face. Don't wait till you're 20 and 30 to find this shit out. God has given you a ram in the bush. That's right. Nigga, don't go in there. Don't go in there. God is giving you a ram in the bush. God is giving you a pillar of fire by night. God has given you signs and wonders. And what a wonderful sign for it to come in the 8th grade. Food for thought. Scrape the plate.
Yeah. Go ahead, B. You got the last word.
Shame on LaWanna Ball for being responsible. Shame on LaWanna Ball for being responsible. I rebuke that responsible spirit.
I was going to say, I seen a meme last week and it was saying, it's funny how women always accuse men of cheating, but 9 times out of 10, when you on Maury, that dude is not the father.
Point him out. Point him out. No. Be knowing, get my verse on that. Give it to him. Yes. Because I want you to think about this, man. Boom. Real talk. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Women like LaWanna are called pick-me's.
Mm-hmm.
They're degraded. They're made fun of. Why? Because she ain't hyphenating her name. She like, if this man gonna give me his life,
not doing the
I'm gonna give him my, like, she does it the right way. That doesn't mean she's perfect. That doesn't mean she's without flaw or fault. It's just the fact that she said, I'm going to do it differently.
And it goes back to, she don't care what nobody else thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, you know.
I'm with you, Mo. I'm not doing the hyphen.
Yeah, there's no
hyphen, man. What is that?
Thank you.
There's no hyphen. Or don't be the dude that take her last name. Don't be the dude.
Oh, I seen that. Well,
yeah.
There's no more men in my family.
Yeah,
so
shout out to Jay-Z.
Last name.
Jay-Z did it.
Jay-Z did what?
Jay-Z hyped his name.
Knowles Carter Knowles something.
Yeah.
No.
Jay didn't.
Hell no, Jay-Z didn't do that shit.
I thought they did.
I thought they did do that.
No. Beyonce's mother added Knowles to her new last name. She's now known as Tina Knowles Lawson.
No, what I'm saying is,
yo, you see how she emasculated Lawson?
Yeah, when he said, what did he say? I'm not what did he say? Oh my God. She said that joint so effortlessly. You saw his spirit break. You saw it. You saw it. You about to look it up, Boone?
Yo, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter.
Really?
Yeah.
Born on September 4th, 1981.
And listen, I ain't saying nothing about Jay-Z's woman. He sent people to come get you.
Jake, man, she whatever they signed, the agreement that they got, he can't leave, yo. He's destroyed if he leave.
All I'm saying is, man, when it comes to stuff like that, it's sad that in the 8th grade, you're talking about a little girl who's 14 years old. It is sad. Like, it's truly, truly sad.
Yo,
that she I can't even put it into words.
I think that goes to what we've been talking about all night. She doesn't know any better. In her mind, this is all that you don't normal. See. That's normal. You don't see healthy relationships and think this is what I want. You don't you don't see that.
Real talk. Before we get out of here, I had a friend in high school, like in 8th, 9th grade. His father wasn't there, and he was always fly. Like, he ain't had shit in his room, but he had all the clothes, like all the hot shit. And it's because his mom would give the child support check would come, and she would give it to him. And I'd be like, yo, like, I don't even have them type of conversations with my mom about no fucking child support. Like, how, like money? Yeah. What do you? Why are you having that conversation with your mom? Why do you know about child support? You know, and
I'm telling you, man, because in the black community, bro, that's the reason why I said that's the reason, like I said, I applaud Kevin Samuels, bro. He was having difficult conversations that needed to be had in our community because this shit ain't right, dog. This shit is not right. Like, I want y'all to think about this, man. 1 out of every 4 black women get married. And out of that 25%, 80% of them file for divorce. And the main reason why they file for divorce, it is not infidelity. It is not abuse, like they like to say. It is irreconcilable differences. I was not happy. I'm not even going to indict Mo. But I guarantee you, if Mo really and truly wanted to be honest, he is not happy every day in the life of his marriage. But at the end of the day, he was committed to the commitment he made to God. And that's the reason why Mo and people can stand 10 toes down in their marriage, because it's like, I'm not committed to you. I'm committed to God. That's who I'm committed to. I tell people this all the time. Do not commit to your wife. Do not commit to your husband. Because if you commit to them, the moment they let you down, you're going to be disappointed and ready to bail. When you commit to God, I'm not even about to get into that, bro. I'm not even about to get into that. Yeah. Not even about
to. Hey, so I put an article in the
I'm chat, looking at that joint. Jay-Z, he officially took Beyonce's name, you know, business reasons. Guess they trying to start a new tribe, like the Knowles Carter tribe. I'm not doing it.
Hey man, you
No.
can find me on that. You can find me at @BennettT_01. I'm not touching that. You can also see me on Conversations with Comedians on ripradio.com every Monday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm not even touching that, man.
Coach Mo.
Yo, follow me at Seymour's Ball, or you can pull us up at Relevant Church on all social media platforms.
Don't you know no good?
Follow me at Brian B. No on all social media platforms, man.
Yo,
Sonic Boom.
follow me at SONICBOONETV, at NEMPATHY Show. Yo, we got to clean up our image as black men and our culture. It really starts with us.
I mean, he's locking people up. That's dirty in the culture, so that's a start right there.
This nigga here is amazing. This nigga is the most amazing individual I've ever met. He can look out for you 1 minute and then shit on you the next.
His name is Young Thug. Okay.
Yo, we out of here.